Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Larger Curves today. Make sure you smash that like button and smash the subscribe button on your way in. Go ahead and ring that bell, helps me get in the algorithm. Happy Sunday, y'all. Welcome to Larger Curves. Thank you for taking time out of this gorgeous day. I hope it's gorgeous where you are. It's gorgeous over here, y'all. It finally feels like California. But yes, it does. My sky is blue. My sun is shining. I needed something on with no sleeves yesterday and instead had on a long sleeve something and got caught in the sunshine. I know other people in other states are like, oh, you have to, worry about getting caught in the rain. Here in California, it's back to getting caught in the sunshine after our atmospheric river event again. Yeah, global warming. Anyway, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button on your way in again. Mademoiselle is in the house. Thank you for coming through. I hope you are doing fabulously, Mademoiselle. Thanks for being first. Bianca Edwards, happy Sunday, beautiful. Happy Sunday, chat. That's what I'm talking about. You guys, so many interesting things kind of happened overnight, and I'm just wondering, is it too far? The things that have been happening like in the last 48-ish hours. Is it too far? Because there is that saying that all publicity is good publicity, right? With that being said, I can't hear my music. Wait. Is it doing both? Well, I don't hear it. That's weird. Anyway, I hope it's not too loud someplace else. Can you guys hear me okay? I hope so. Anyway, for some reason I can't. You know how they have that music in the back, and I was going to have some music to drown out the tires driving by because where I am in the Zen Den is in front of the freaking window so I can see this blue sky and sunshine, y'all, while I'm sitting here chatting with you about, is it too far? This is going to be a compilation. I love a good compilation collaboration. Thank you, Bianca. Thank you for interacting. I love you, darling. Thank you. And oh my God, traders, that's not even on the list of too far because we don't know if MJ went too far and did the wrong thing. See, it would be right for her to catch a trader who is Phaedra, but it would be wrong for her to turn on Phaedra for Peter, whose ass we don't have to kiss because we're not on the damn Bachelor, Peter. Damn it. You see how many shades of red that man turned when she said that to him? Phaedra is just lighting up the universe with herself, right? She is doing the Scorpio thing, which is one of their symbols, not only as a scorpion, but it's also the phoenix. When they rise from the ashes, even more glorious than before. Yes, and she is definitely in all of her freaking bloom right now. Shout out to Phaedra. Allie from Miami is in the house. Thanks for coming through, girl. Thank you. I appreciate that. MJ better do the right thing. I was trying to look for her on Instagram. I could not find MJ Javid anywhere. If anybody knows her new app, you put it so I can see if she is giving any inkling about what's going on, because I've been watching CT's Instagram like a hawk. Okay, like a hawk, and he's not giving up any information. Oh my gosh. But I honestly, this is all side note because it wasn't on the thumbnail, but since we're here, let's say about traders. Trishelle, according to their own metrics, isn't that the word Jay-Z used when he said Beyonce should have got Grammy of the Year since she won so many Grammys already? Shout out to paying the songwriters. Anyway, according to their own metrics of always voting for the wrong person all the time, Trishelle started the party by voting the woman out of there. What was the lady's name? Pleasure, Peanut, something. The first one that got voted off. All because Trishelle decided she was going to be a Karen about this lady. That lady didn't say nothing like crazy. It was obviously just in jest. And she's like, oh, well, she said this. And she was like the one that led the charge. From after that, everybody else who did that and led the charge one too many times against the wrong person, or even one time against the wrong person, was the next one off. But so far, Peter has gotten away with it, and Trishelle has gotten away with it. And Trishelle also is annoying and should get voted off and should have been done off my screen because the freaking she always wants the immunity thing and is always begging people for the immunity thing. And why would it be so bad if Phaedra shot your name so you don't get the immunity thing for a second night in a row after already having it 5 of the 7 times? Like, what's your entitled much, Trishelle? And then for CT to be like, oh, yeah, I didn't like how she stopped her from getting the immunity thing. Look. Anyway, let me get back on the thing. I heard the spoiler. Yeah, no, ruin it. I need to know. I'm too nosy not to know. Tell me the end of the movie now. I want to know. I don't mind. Spoiler alert, tell us. Oh, yes. That's my grateful alarm, you guys. I set this alarm for 11:11 every day to be grateful and to stop whatever I'm doing and just be, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, thank you for this. And I do my affirmations for like a minute straight. And like, yeah. So my alarm just went off. Okay. Someone is filming, revealed what happened. Oh no, tell me, where is the clip? Where's the clip, mademoiselle? Yeah, CT, they stick together. They do. There's a code. There is definitely a code. And I appreciate that Sheree is on code. And so far, so good. And she's sticking by Phaedra. Obviously it's to her detriment because Phaedra's a traitor, you guys. Anyway, but if somebody can send me the clip, that'd be fabulous. Okay, so look, what's first on our too far list? Should we start with the hashtag fiasco that is Dr. Heavenly and Sweet Tea? I guess we should start there because wait, where'd it go? The hashtag fiasco. Where'd it go? Because did you guys see last night they released a clip that Dr. Heavenly and Sweet Tea were commenting or tweeting about a scene that just got released for the extended look at what's going to happen next on tonight's episode, next episode. And so after the clip aired, which here, I don't want to get a strick, but
we wanted to celebrate the medical community. Thank you. God bless you. And we're honored to have you. Thank you.
I don't know. Can you guys hear that?
So I'm thanking the sponsors. Of course, we're going to start with another jacket. Okay? And it's beautiful Simone.
It's Dr. Simone Whitmore, actually.
Toya, where's Toya?
Over here, but my husband is right there. He's fine.
Oh, she didn't sponsor. She didn't give anything. She didn't pay y'all. I'm just putting it out there.
She didn't have to. She gave cases of wine. Jackie, where's that mother?
Just turn the mic off.
This is right on point, though. This is about what you expect.
When you bring $1,000 worth of wine, you shouldn't have to pay.
Heavenly, she tried to embarrass my wife, and I didn't like it.
Get out, mingle. Thank you so much.
Don't do
I know, don't do that.
And we paid. Just my rationale. I know. I ain't got no issue with you either. I just don't want this whole crowd full of people to be put out like my wife some kind of way, just some cheapskate didn't do blah blah blah.
Yes, it was the right place. It was the right damn place because that's where it happened.
You know, I don't really think about, like, that's what Heavenly wanted to say. I'm there, like, I really concentrate on just being there for support.
You said okay. But I am looking. I got you. I can't appreciate it.
So in that scene, it provoked, that scene provoked Sweet Tea to again tweet some stuff. And then, so that makes her, she's jumping bad. She jumped bad, right? So she's like, she sees a scene that she participated in months ago already. And to continue this narrative that Heavenly is currently a bad person, she's commenting right now, calling Heavenly names. And she keeps on disparaging Heavenly's business, you guys, which is not a good look at all, because for one, she doesn't have a business to disparage. And for two, of course, Heavenly's going to go for her who does, which is her husband, who she knows his past and has a lot, there's a lot that could be said about Dr. G, right? He gives us a lot to work with. That's what it is. He gives the people a lot to work with. He does a lot of questionable stuff. Literally cringy stuff Dr. G has said and done while he was with Quad. And now while he's with Sweet Tea, it's just a continuation. Talk about bring a horse to water, but it doesn't change. You know what I'm saying? But, or can't teach or dog new tricks. You know what I mean? Because he is definitely the same Dr. G in so many obvious ways. But in this thing, after, here, let's show you. So after it got said, after the scene aired, Sweet Tea on Twitter says, it was tacky and ghetto to announce that at a medical gala. This is why she isn't respected in the medical community. I had secondhand embarrassment from Dennis the Menace. Now that is a ha-ha right there, Dennis the Menace. That is hilarious because Heavenly does run amok, you guys. She does know how to produce a nice little chaotic scene. She Dennis the Menace. She should get some shirts made, toot sweet, and make her coin, okay? Turn a shade into another zero on her bank account. And then Dr. Heavenly says, Dr. G is not respected in the community. And that's real talk. Hashtag abuser, hashtag controlling, hashtag pinky size, hashtag team daddy, hashtag married to medicine. Right? So, but this is a corrected and edited version, you guys. What had happened first, I don't know if the neighborhood talk caught it or was it, let's see. Because there was a first tweet and then it got corrected. Let's see if Jasmine has it. Jasmine Brand, shout out to Neighborhood Talk. Everybody go follow them. The Neighborhood Talk on Instagram. Now we're going to the Jasmine Brand on Instagram. Let's see if they have the previously deleted comment from Dr. Heavenly, the edited comment. And if not, then I'll just have to, yeah, maybe not. I don't see it, you guys. I'll just have to read it to you because this is my other Instagram account. So let's go back to Neighborhood Talk in a second. It's on Bravo Shade Room. Bravo Shade Room. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thanks for being in the house. Bravo Shade Room. Thank you. Okay. I didn't know that Carlos King has said that, when did he say this? That she is the most unlikable, messiest, boring housewife ever. She belongs on the Disney Channel. You don't have the ability to be real. Oh, I like his conjecture. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Thanks. So, this is what got said first. So, after she said it was tacky to announce that at the medical gala, that's why she isn't respected, Dennis the Menace. Then the first what got typed is Dr. G is not respected in the medical community. That's real talk. Hashtag abuser, hashtag controlling, hashtag pedophile, period. Hashtag team daddy, hashtag married to men, hashtag pinky size. Oh, so it was there the first time. Okay, so I'm not sure. It did include the pinky size the first time. Okay. Did it? I don't know. I didn't see it there the first time, but it looks like it's here. But what makes me think it was a mistake is because it has this period right here. And that's obviously a mistake. And she could have just been popping off at the thumbs. And if you have an iPhone, you know it does a lot of stuff. And yeah. I mean, I don't have anything in my hashtag history that would maybe suggest that, because I mean, I type in melanated and stuff doesn't come. I type in certain words and I can't find no hashtags on it. So I don't know how hard it would have been to find a PD file. Look, and then to spell it differently, because yeah, uh-huh. So I'm going to look that up right now and see if that's real. I'm looking up that hashtag. Doing a search for the way it's spelled. Let's see. Petty file. Oh, let me see. No, not that way. PHILE. See all results. Tags. Oh yeah, it's 500 posts about that. 500 plus posts about that. So it's a bona fide hashtag. Let me see what this pinky size is saying. Pinky size. Is it size? Yeah. Spelled right? Yeah. Let's look at these tags. Yep. Okay, it only has 100 plus posts about pinky size. So these are relatively new hashtags. Yeah, so well, not new per se, but like, you know, not big, not widely used hashtags. So this is far. This is far. Do you guys think it's too far? I'll even say it's too far if it was on purpose. If it was a mistake, then everybody should double check what they say. However, in my role on LA Law in my head, and I interned on Law and Order in Quincy, I believe that, I mean, and Emmanuel's here, and he's actually, you know, doing the real thing as far as law school. So he can maybe tell me if I have a leg to stand on in my argument currently happening on Instagram about this particular subject, because the argument is that people immediately under that comment were saying things. Look, I've been having a 2-day argument with these people in these comments about this, and then there are people following the comments back and forth. It's hilarious. If you go to the picture that's on the original picture that's on the neighborhood talk, does it show the comments? Because I commented some things on there, and then the people started with me. And when they start, I start. Okay? So the people all think that because Dr. Heavenly did a hashtag that, ooh, she's better enjoy her last 5 minutes of fame, and because she's going to get sued, that's defamation, blah, 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 blah. And while people can be in trouble for their actual comments that they've made on social media platforms, we've seen these things happen. There haven't been cases yet. So there's no precedent for use of hashtags, no matter how defamatory, inflammatory, slanderous, implied affiliation to, or anything. There has been no hashtag law or case tried successfully for you putting hashtag this petty like a pedicure and file. There's no precedent. There is a precedent in these United States for use of hashtags that have directly to do with brands, okay? And like copyrighted stuff. So like hashtag Nike, and if they don't like what you're posting, then they have a right to be like, can you not do that? Or if your thing is so similar to their thing, then you're infringing on their copyright branded brand. So my argument under this post is, for one, it could have been a simple mistake because she did correct it immediately. For two, and plus this period, the period right here to me screams mistake. It just screams mistake. So there's a period. It could be a mistake. Yeah, Dr. Heavenly can be too much. If it's on purpose, it's too far. And even if it's on purpose, these comments saying that she's going to get arrested and all of this stuff, I don't believe that to be true because there is no precedent about that. Let me see. Yeah, so I did some research also before I just went blabbing off in these comments. You know, I did a little research. And this is on Reality Chat. But my research proved that the only time was, no, I don't think so. Like I said, there's no precedent for it. There's no law against it. And then somebody was like, oh, well, that could hurt his brand. Okay, so there's 6 hashtags here for him to decide that the abuser is talking to him, that the controlling is talking to him, and that the pedophile are all somehow assigned to him, along with the pinky sized. That just says to me that he's very insecure for him to assign these hashtags to himself. He could have assigned the hashtag Team Daddy. He could have been assigned the hashtag, yeah, I'm on Married to Medicine too. And my new wife, I wish she'd call me daddy till we get these kids or whatever. But my argument is that while, yes, she's very educated and the smartest in the room by her own admission, people still make mistakes. And yeah. So, but for Dr. G, if Dr. G goes to a lawyer and says, I want to sue her because this hashtag is about me, you guys don't think that's him telling on himself? Like, to me, I'm totally hit dog hollering. To me, I'm totally, you're telling on yourself. Like at this point, I've been checking his Instagram to make sure he doesn't say anything, because as soon as he responds, I'm like, well, we need to go do some digging then. Because why are you even responding? My grandmother, Esther May, told me good when I came home crying from the bus stop in Santa Monica, California in 1985, when I was crossing the street on the way down to Santa Monica Boulevard from Wilshire, because I used to live over there by they called it Lower Bel Air. And I'm walking down to Santa Monica Boulevard to catch what bus was that used to take me down to the promenade? And crossing the street in 1985 in the United States, I was a minor. I was only 14, 15. This white man yells out of his truck, nigger. And I'm a child. And I'm from Oakland. And I just moved to LA, cracker, by the way. So I'm going back and forth with the whole grown man who's verbally assaulting me. And I held my own, get to the bus stop, get on the bus. But by the time the end of the day, I was like, my feelings were hurt. I told my grandma what happened. She said, well, baby, that's horrible what happened. She said, next time, just remember, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. Thus, hit dogs holler. Now, had she made a statement, Dr. G is not respected in the community, that's real talk, with no hashtag and put that word pedophile spelled correctly with a period, then that's an emphatic statement beyond implication via a hashtag, which there's no precedent of unless it's directly related to a brand or copyright. So unless his brand is being a petty, or his brand is that he's as an abuser, or his brand is even that he's controlling, if those are the hashtags he's assigning to himself, and he's assuming those as his brand, then that would just mean if I was her lawyer, I would be like, Your Honor, his answer to this and complaint shows that these are real hashtags then, and they're the truth because he's assigning them to himself, Your Honor. He could have just as well assigned Team Daddy to himself, Your Honor. He could have assigned Married to Medicine to himself, Your Honor. Let the jury find and let the record reflect that the plaintiff decided out of 6 hashtags, he was going to take the 4 most negative ones and decide and come harass my client because his young, immature wife keeps writing checks that her ass can't cash because she doesn't have access to the money. Not yet anyway. And she just keep writing checks. And then crying to him later about how, I was just protecting you. I was just protecting you. I was just trying to protect you. Let the man protect you, sweet tea. If you got an old ass man, he needs to have some old ass moves to protect you because he's still the man. Why do you keep going around in these circles protecting him after you start some stuff? You started it and then you turn around and say you need protecting. But you just dragged his industry into it because you're not the doctor. And you attacking Dr. Heavenly's businesses constantly. In every way, it's malicious at this point. Let it freaking go. If you want your money back, go get your freaking money back. If you want your medical records, go get your freaking medical records. Why do we have to know every poot you make? My mom used to tell me that. She used to be like, go take care of it. I don't need to know every poot you make. Be a woman. Go do your shit. Grow up. Why do we have to know that she scaled your teeth in something I don't know? Your teeth look great on the show. But she scaled your gums and she got your medical records and you went to her university where your husband cussed you out, basically, allegedly, said something that the rest of the class heard. And now the class is the problem. And you're lucky Dr. Heavenly hasn't released the whole freaking footage of what your husband did say in the thing while you keep coming for all her businesses. And calling her Dennis the Menace. She still has the tape of what happened in whatever live that was. But because it is her business and her brand, it would be to her detriment to release that because other people were in the class whose privacy needs to be protected, most likely. But Sweetie keeps with it. She keeps with it. And then she's like, I'm bad. They're not going to control me. I need to be respected. Meanwhile, G is getting roasted on a spigot. Okay? Okay? Getting roasted on a spigot. So whoever sees this live and whoever can get to either one of them, well, I'm gonna let Heavenly know. I'll let her know. I'll send her a text and be like, girl, there is no law or precedent about hashtags being used. Even when Johnny Depp was in the thing with Amber Heard, that was all about what was posted on social media. And it came down to the repeated use of it. And this is a one-time thing. It's not a continuous thing, like Sweet Tea has continuously bashed Heavenly's businesses. So at this point, it's almost provoked. It's like, I'm going to just say whatever. Like, this is your mama. Which nobody likes unless they're the one saying them. Yes, it's too far. I think that it's too far if it was for real. If it's not for real, then it was a mistake. But the bottom line is, the bottom of the barrel is Sweet Tea keeps starting stuff. Why? How would you even know? Did you? So who in the medical community? Let's look at this statement. Who in the medical community does Sweet Tea even know besides her husband, who psychs her out and tells her that the police were called and that the authorities were called just to teach her a lesson? He plays mind games on her. So who else does she know in the community besides her husband, who she submitted, plays mind games on her and is as controlling as Quad said? So, but who else does she know? Who else is she talking to in the medical community? Is she talking to Simone? Dr. Pancakes? Is she talking to Simone's teeth again? Is she? Because Simone does think she knows everything, but she doesn't. She doesn't know it. It's just interesting that everybody wants to try to correct something that's just, okay, I'm responding to you, you're responding to me, okay? Anyway, but Sweet Tea starts it and then cries. We saw it perfect. She cusses out Jackie, and then in her apology, she has to become the victim and apologize. And while she's apologizing, it's just so hard for me. It's just so hard for me. So either you're a grown woman and not a little girl, or you are a little girl and a grown woman. Two things can be true. But don't get mad when the people say it. How are you cussing me out and crying in your apology? What happened to that big ass chest you just said it with? Huh? And your husband already told you on camera, stop it. He told you, Sweet Tea. He said, stop it. I don't want to see you get out of your center like that. I don't want to see you react like that. You need to have some composure. You're my wife. I'm the crazy one in this relationship, allegedly. I'm the one that froths at the mouth and gets and rolls down on the floor. I'm the one that does that. Okay? So you just be pretty. Be my young, sexy wife who sent me 3 emojis and 7 words, and we're researching some of these emojis. Why are these people mad that the stuff that gets brought up on TV is getting talked about? So we're supposed to literally watch a show and not say nothing. Even in the movie theater, people talk back at the screen, you guys. My grandma, she used to love going and seeing Rambo. Esther May, ooh, you couldn't take her to an action movie. She was that lady, that old lady in the back that'd be like, get him! Get him! Oh no, don't go in there! Wait! That was my grandma in the movies, you guys. Rest in peace, Gami. Oh my God. Rest in peace. She was hilarious at the movies. But now, in the theater, at least I can understand. if you didn't hear the next word because my grandma is saying, don't go in there, no, to Rambo. That's understandable, but I'm in my house, and then we come to these YouTube streets, and we dissect and converse and say things that triggered us, or say things that stood out to us, or didn't make sense, or totally resonated, and we like to talk about it. Because these YouTube streets is the new water cooler. And we international at this water cooler. We can talk to everybody everywhere and get the POV from everybody around this water cooler that is YouTube and these internet streets and the social medias. So we have thoughts. After you come on the show and have 3 emojis and 7 words and talk about you getting to the money, and now anytime somebody brings up your 3 emojis, your 7 words, and that you said you're getting to the money, you cry. Right? I don't know. And I'm really nice, you guys. I'm really, really nice. I just don't understand all of this. For what? At this point, one of them has to STFU, and you already know it's not going to be heavenly. She tried to get the last word with the wrong person. She is in Sweet and Sour, is trying to get the last word with the wrong person, who is Dr. Heavenly. It's the wrong person. Heavenly got words all day, even though she already has been like, oh, I'm not going to talk about her. I'm not going to talk about her. She doesn't want to affect her mental health. She doesn't want to, make it hard for her. She seems a little like, sensitive. Obviously, you bring it up on TV and now you're crying means you're sensitive. It's not because I'm a bully. It's because you're sensitive. And those texts that freaking Sweet Tea ended up releasing some texts, you guys. That's the other part of this thing. Sweet Tea released some texts. Where are the damn texts? Because she released some texts, and all the texts showed, she was like, you were trying to bully me and get me on the show. And all the text really showed was that Dr. Heavenly had freaking helped you. Yeah, that's what the text said to me. Let me see. Well, I can find them on this show. I think they're on the other place. Reality? Let's see. Not Von Teese. Poor Monica. Let's see. Okay. So where are these text messages? Because, after she attacks Dr. Heavenly's business by saying she's not respected in the medical community, then she released some texts, but maybe they disappeared. Let's see. Not a lawyer. Implications. No mistake. Okay. Let's see. She didn't. Is it this one? No. But then Dr. Heavenly now is responding to other people in the freaking group chats, you guys. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it's on reality chat. Let's go here. Show you this real quick, you guys. Thanks for coming in. Make sure you smash the buttons, you guys. It helps me in the algorithm. If you could share this video, I'm really trying to break 2,000 before summertime, get to 5,000 by the end of the year at least. I really appreciate you guys being here and sharing me and sharing your POVs and stuff. So let's go to this chat. It was 18 hours ago, so it's going to be Oops. Okay, it's the one with just Dr. Heavenly on the front. Where'd it go? Here, this one. Okay. Oh, look, see? So here's what she said. Nice try, but he wasn't all of that. when you was up my ass to join the show. You just started this narrative after your ass got checked. Hashtag fake. Hashtag desperate. Hashtag hag. You're strange for super chat change. That's why you're blocked due to your toxic and bully behavior. Hashtag married to medicine. Okay, so look at this statement. So she's making statements with no hashtag. She's calling Dr. Heavenly toxic. She's calling Dr. Heavenly a bully. Okay. Okay. So those didn't have hashtags, you guys. So she's making those as a statement. So if Dr. Heavenly wants to come back and be like, oh, the blah, 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 which she can't because everybody thinks she's a bully. Yeah, so that would be a waste of a lawsuit. But whatever. Anyway, so it continues is my point. Your husband just got called pinky-sized pedo, abuser, controlling, teen daddy, married to med, allegedly. And now you're all nice tries. So she doesn't stop. You see how she has last word syndrome? She has LWS, last word syndrome. And if she didn't watch Dave Chappelle, she might be too young for Dave Chappelle. But she might want to check out that little skit he did about when keeping it real goes wrong and everybody's putting out checks their ass can't cash. All of this is with your whole chest. Look, sweet tea, it's all with your whole chest, girl. Your whole chest. So then she releases some freaking text messages. Okay? Yeah, we get into that. Yeah. No, this is the whole thing. Minnie McKnight, thanks for being in the house. True PYT. And Michelle, in my opinion. Let's see who's in here. I've been just talking and talking. Thank you guys for coming through. Bianca, Corey, what's good? Anybody else in here that I missed? Oh, Chronicles. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Everybody's shining. Yes. All right. So yeah, let's get at these freaking what's in my tickets. Read the entire text. Okay. Asking ye shall receive because it's Sunday, darling. Let's read these entire text. Heavenly, January. This is where it starts. Okay. So it's starting here. Hey, good morning. How's it going? I got your save the date. Congratulations. Good morning and thank you. I wonder why they are taking so long to send, but never mind. Never mind that, LOL. I've been okay, just trying to get this wedding together and trying to everyone on the same page. How are you? Same day. Have you heard from Pop? That must be the production company at the end. It has that Pop thing. I have a meeting today at 5 with the producers. Okay, that was all January 13th. We need to bring it this season. No date indicated. Interesting. All of a sudden we go from let's see. So we go from all these dates in between all the words to this is all happening in one day. I'm not sure what day this is, but since we're reading all the text, which we were going to do anyway, by the way. We need to bring it this season. I told them I was nervous and they said it's normal, but we were going to counter offer and see what they say. But we are going to counter offer and see what they say. I meant to ask when they start filming, but I forgot. Everyone is going to trip on how much you look like Toya. I heard March, pre-production starts February. Do you think I look like her? They said I can be a little sister or cousin. I don't see it. Well, she must not have a motherfucking mirror because they look like triplets. She's beautiful, and I take that as a compliment. Yes, you do. It was the first thing we said when I first met you on the golf course. Definitely a younger version. Continuing, still no date. Still no date. Interesting. I can see how they want to play this whole season. seeing those comments, I'd be like, dang, let a girl live. I just want to look like me. I already have a twin sister. They say they want me to be myself and don't change, and that I won't get ganged up. I just don't want to be fighting with anyone or his ex. She says you won't be. Stay confident and humorous is the key. And show how much you love and respect your man. I do, LOL. They were saying how much I was a better fit for him. I was like, they messy. Yes, even Quad would have to admit that. Not messy, truth. Was Greg at the meeting? Still no dates? Come Slade. Hair, makeup, wardrobe. That's so important to the viewers. That's so important to the viewers. Oh, damn it, Leah. LOL. Well, there you have it. He was at the meeting, and they say fans would like to see him back on the show and get the family he has always wanted. I see they got serious about that. I have a hairstylist that does good wigs. Test the makeup. I look crazy the first 2 seasons, LOL. I'm not good with that part. You need to get pregnant on or before the show. No pressure. Okay, I'm still looking for a good makeup artist for the wedding. I found some that I'm interested in. I just want to do things in order. So, unless there's a hidden thread somewhere, I'm not sure how this confirms bullying. I'm not sure. I didn't even see begging you to get on the show in this. I saw trying to help a sister out. I saw, again, doing the Lord's work, uplifting and helping a sister while having fun. I did not see any. Did I miss words, you guys? Did I miss some freaking words? If I missed some words, please put in the chat. What words did I miss that conveyed bullying? What did she say with her whole chest? That your toxic bully behavior. That's why I blocked you due to your toxic bully behavior. And then she dropped these texts that we just read the entire thing. We just read this entire thing, you guys. Everything is positive. This is literally just like a freaking... This is just like it's... What did she say? The text proved that Heavenly is conniving. How is she conniving? She just showed... But she should have said conniving in the manual, because the word, she needs a better dictionary. She needs a thesaurus. She needs the synonym book or something, because her thing is she got blocked due to toxic bully behavior. You just started this narrative after your ass got checked. You're strange for super chat change. That's why you're blocked, due to your toxic bully behavior. And then she shows texts about Dr. Heavenly encouraging her and trying to help her not look an ass the way she's acting on national television. She said, be humorous and show us that you loved your husband. She didn't say cuss out old ladies and be a super bitch to all the seniors. She didn't say that. She didn't say that. But you were so busy about coming in hot, just like a fajita, that you're taking a congratulations, an inquiry, an advice on how to handle the season, that you do look like somebody else on the show. That's giving you tips. You need to be confident and humorous, not insecure and petty. She was trying to help a sister out. Come Slade, hair, makeup, and admitted that in her first 2 seasons, she was a flop on all of that, tried to save her from looking like a freaking, she dresses like a granny, you guys. Everybody's been saying it. She's trying to still find her footing with her looks and everything. As far as her aesthetic, hanging out at the rest home gave her a kind of older conservative vibe, even though she's young and vivacious. But now it's Heavenly's fault. Okay, you guys. Okay. She's sitting in a closet, mad AF, because I'm calling her out on her mess. I don't care who you are, but you aren't going to continue to disrespect and attack me, my family, and my family for views. This is the most insecure person on the show, and she's mad I check her on her BS. This really shows how unhinged she is. She believes her own lies. Projection much? Like, this sounds like a love letter to yourself, sweet tea, because you're the one that's appearing so unhinged. You're the one that keeps bringing shit up and then acting like you didn't just say some shit that somebody needs to say something back to. You're the one that needs to respect your motherfucking elders who dragged you on a show to elevate your life, kicking and screaming, obviously. So Jackie and Dr. Heavenly talked you into being on the show, and those are two people you got issues with. Pancakes and Toya's wine are only using you to stir the pot. They just keep winding you up. Because if you think any of this makes sense, sweet and sour, that's why I call her sweet and sour, you guys. Because she has so much to be sweet about, but it all comes out so sour. What the actual fuck is she talking about? You aren't going to keep talking about me and my family. You're on a reality show where you talked about it first, calling her toxic and bully after she says that she's not respected in the medical community, tears down her businesses every chance she gets for months. Dr. Heavenly wasn't saying nothing about Dr. G's business. She wasn't saying nothing about the sweet and sour's job at the government. She wasn't saying nothing about her work from home remote position. Every time Sweet and Sour's mouth opened, she was disparaging Heavenly's businesses, though. And then having her mother and her sister get on lives and threaten physical violence against her co-worker Star, who dragged her kicking and screaming onto the show she's now on. That's making her so much famous. That's why she has 50,000 followers and stuff now all of a sudden. That's why we even know who Sweet Tea is. I have seen zilch in the form of gratefulness. People are allowed to have questions in the United States of America. No matter how stupid your question is, there's a thing called freedom of speech. And as long as you're not standing up in the movie theater screaming fire, then I would say that the things that Heavenly has said, as far as Sweet Tea, on the show and off the show, all have been prefaced with the disclaimer that we're doing this for ratings. It's real, and we're doing this for ratings. But she's mad that this is how things are done for ratings. But her responses is exactly what ratings are based off of. But since her responses are so unhinged, as she likes to describe herself, because this is projection, allegedly. At this point, Sweet and Sour believes her own lies. If she can take genuine, I'm trying to help a bitch out, and turn it into I'm bullying you, I'm conniving. No, conniving is letting you come to the reunion in that dress. That was conniving. How about that? Okay. all of this, because we were wondering, why didn't anybody like prep Sweet Tea? Why didn't anybody help her? Why didn't anybody get in her ear and try to let her know, because all of these people have been on the thing. And I've even said, well, that was up to Dr. G, because Dr. G has been through it before, and his psychologist self should have known on how to prep his newest patient for this endeavor, since he's the one that actually wanted to be back on the show too. Hey, here are some pointers, babe. These ladies can get drastic. Just let it all go off your back. Don't take anything to heart. They're going to come after you because you're young and beautiful. Just let it go off your back. They're all crazy. Maybe they all are like working early stage dementias. Who knows, allegedly, what they're going through. Don't worry about the geriatric ladies. Just let them. Who goes around and cussing? Who corrects a grandma when she's blabbering gibberish at you? Does anybody correct their grandma? These ladies are, your husband is 23 years is older than you. Some of these ladies are older than you. And you're sitting here cussing them out while they're talking gibberish to you? Not a good look. Calm down. Your husband already tried to tell you. But she wants to tell the lady, you're not respected in the medical community, so you came for me. I answer you. And I thought that's what we did in the YouTube streets, remember? Isn't that what we do in the YouTube streets? Well, I didn't do it, but a lot of people did. When Monique mollywopped freaking Candace, they were like alleging that because she hypothetically said, well, who you gonna grab me, you're gonna snatch me, you're gonna drag me. That was a hypothetical question. Like it's gonna rain cats and dogs. So what do? You go on your roof and you throw your cat off the roof and you throw your dog on the roof to prove a point? Is that what we're doing today? Because they asked for raining cats and dogs? That's what we're doing. We're doing everything literal these days. There's no room for hyperbole. Okay. So she got asked to drag. Okay. Fine. But you can't be the villain and the victim. It just doesn't work. See? And the bell said, amen. Well, you can. Two things can be true at the same time. But it just makes you look like you're unhinged, which is what she's trying to assign to a doctor and then claim that she disrespected her when all she did was answer the call. Sweet Tea said, woody woo! And Dr. Heavenly said, caw, caw. She answered the call, Sweet Tea. How is that the problem? How is that the motherfucking problem?
I like being black. That's great. I like being white. You're racist.
So I just don't understand. So sometimes it's okay to give the people what they ask for, but other times when it's Sweet Tea, it's not okay to give the people what they ask for. I don't know. You call, I answer. You come for my business, I come for your business. You say drag me, I drag you. You say jump from the bridge, I jump from the bridge. You say it's raining cats and dogs, bye Felix and Milo. Like, is that what we're doing? Because the problem seems to be, the only problem seems to be the truth. Ever since this whole alternative fact thing happened with 45, it opened up something in the consciousness of everybody where all of a sudden, instead of the truth setting people free, it's a problem because it wasn't delivered the right way. So now Moms of Liberty is taking the shit out of schools because they don't want anybody offended by the truth. It might make them feel bad. It might make little non-melanated kids feel bad to find out that their grandfathers did stuff to the people that they now call friends and love, and that kind of stuff happened in the past, and you don't want anybody to feel bad now. So let's just remove all those pesky little books because they're going to make feelings happen. We don't want any feelings, do we? Oh my gosh. Not now. I know I made you cry first, but we're talking about now. That was 400 years ago that we're talking about now. That was last May. We're talking about now. We're talking about right now. When I just said that you weren't respected in the medical community, yeah, last night, we're talking about right now. When you answered me back and then told me that my husband was the one that wasn't respected in the medical community, right now. Yeah. Hit dogs holler. The truth is the problem. That's the problem with Dr. Heavenly. Nobody likes her truth, which happens to be the truth. If you guys are going to sit here and tell me that not one little spidey hair went up on the back of your neck when this girl got on the show and said she was about to give this man babies only to find out that she has issues in her stuff. Nobody else for a split second even was like, well, dang, you just found that out. Not one person, but Dr. Heavenly. Really? So all the Kool-Aid got drank at your house, huh? Because if you're not questioning shit, there's a problem. If you're not reading the labels, there's a problem. Because they could put anything in the pretty box, but what does it say is in the box? So why does if the contents of the box is pure nutrients, with which the truth is pure ingredients, it's pure nutrients to your soul. There's freedom in the truth because nobody has anything. There's no shadows. Everything's out in the open. Now everybody can make executive decisions based off of facts. But no! Asking a truthful question about should they get married right now? Are they moving too fast? She seems pretty upset. And she did mention that he does this and he played that trick on her already. But that's the problem, that the question got asked. So how was she supposed to ask a question? I mean, it all just happened on film. So, but she was supposed to take Sweet and Sour off set. She was supposed to go to the bathroom and remove her mic with Sweet and Sour and be like, now, I don't really know if you should get married right now because, you're always, you are, there's so many issues right now. You have mentioned a couple of things and just, I'm looking out for you. You can go back and look at the text that I already sent you, I'm literally trying to help you out. I'm trying to help you out. You can go back and look at the text that you're going to show in a couple of months. Yeah, those. You can go back and look at them now. I'm trying to help you out. You might want to consider maybe you're moving too fast. Just because I got you on the show doesn't mean you need to get married tomorrow, girl. But no, Heavenly's the problem. You guys. So there's no chemtrails either, right? Okay. That's how we doing things in 2024. It's the year of reveal. How is anything going to get revealed if you're not doing the truth? But I was getting at the people in these comments. So I said, Sweet and Sour is ungrateful. She's as ungrateful as her triplet Toya. Has all the text shows that she was trying to stop Sweet and Sour from looking like the little girl. She did the whiny baby, blaming everybody else for her blessings. Baby that she is. Hashtag ungrateful much. And some people are like, oh, that's the total opposite. Yeah, sure. But yeah, ungrateful much. I'm not sure about that. So do you guys think that's too far to say that Dr. Heavenly is a toxic bully for trying to help her out? Or do you think, as always, I mean, there's a lot of diabetics in here, sweet tea. If you drink too much sweet tea, you can get diabetes, you guys. Be careful on that. But yeah. So let's go to these comments real quick. Let me go to the comments. That's what I need to do. Let's go up here. Let's go up here. Did I ruffle feathers? I don't know. I don't know. Here, I'm gonna drop the link if anybody feels like giving me a different POV because I've been yada 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 for an hour. Let's see, dropping that link while I get at these comments. So, oh my gosh, you guys have been talking back a lot. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, you guys. Let's see. I'm going back to the. Okay, let's start here. Happy Sunday. We can hear you. MJ better do the right thing. CT disappointed me. I don't want to ruin it for me. Did you ruin it for me? That's what I want to know. You needed to ruin it for me. Emmanuel and Allie from Miami are both in the house. Thanks for coming through, you guys. So what is your POV while I scroll through these comments? Who go next?
Hey.
Hi, go ahead, Emmanuel. What are your thoughts?
Ooh, so this was going on while I was watching the Wendy Williams documentary. So I was on Twitter and I saw all of this happening and I was so pissed. I really was, because this is taking it too far. And I actually texted Sweet Tea this morning and she is tired of this. It's been too much what this woman has been doing to her. Every single chance she gets, she has something negative to say about Sweet Tea, but she took it to a whole other level this weekend when she did that reaction to the trailer. And she was mad that when her husband was like, "Do you think I cheated?" And then Dr. G says, "I don't know. How is Dr. G supposed to know?" But that pissed her off so bad that she went on her YouTube, talked about his penis size, talked about his voice, talked about his character, just because he said that he didn't know if Damon had cheated. None of us know if he has cheated. How is Dr. G supposed to know that? She knows that he has cheated, allegedly. So that's why she's projecting so hard. She finally met her match with Sweet Tea, which is why she has become unhinged. She looks like a crazy woman going on Twitter. She has around 200 tweets where all she does is go after Sweet Tea, and calling this man the P word was not an accident. She knew what she was typing because it's a word with several letters, so she had to click every letter, and she knew it was bad enough that she had to edit it. So I hope that she will pay some consequences, because that's not a light word to be thrown around. You know, it's all fair to say whatever, even for her to say he's controlling, even that's okay. But when she said that P word, it's not cool. And again, these messages, what I got from them is that it proves that Heavenly was being sweet to her. She was being nice. She was luring her in to come to the show. Once she came to the show, bam, she switches on her, and then her whole attitude changes. Of course, that was a shock for Sweet Tea. That would have been a shock for any of us had somebody been convincing us to come on the show, and here we think that we have an ally who's going to be supportive and is going to defend us, and we're going to be friends. But then we get on the show, she starts talking all this mess around me. She goes on interview after interview talking about my weight, my teeth, my appearance, my clothes, my age. It's too much. It's way too much. And one of these days, Heavenly might experience a Candace.
Emmanuel, we got a visitor in the back who I've never seen before, and I want to let him up. True PYT, you guys know her. Demi, can you show your face real quick? I never got porn bombed before, but I've seen it. It was kind of scary. Yeah, if you show your face backstage, then I can go ahead and let you up. She got off mute, okay, but I don't see a face. Go ahead, Emmanuel. Sit out.
Oh, I was just going to say, she better be careful that she doesn't get a Candace situation. That's all.
A Candace situation?
Yeah, Monique.
Oh, you mean where she gets what she asked for?
Mm-hmm.
But Heavenly doesn't ask for anything. She just says stuff. She's not asking this girl for nothing. She don't have nothing she want.
Well, she might not be asking it directly, but with all these digs and all these comments, she might end up getting it.
comment. I
Like
don't
with
confuse anything. I haven't actually made it. I haven't made a statement as to who is started what first, other than Heavenly mentioned that Sweet Tea had done interviews also where she was talking about quad specifically, and a part of me is confused that because in that same interview she said quad isn't what you want, you can come after me, but then when she set her sights to her, then she just annihilated her. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah.
Curves, do you think it's okay for me to take you out to dinner, tell the waiter to give you tequila, and I'm drinking water?
I don't know. Let's ask Shannon Bedore and the ladies in the OC because they be plying ladies with alcohol all the time. It's cute.
Well, with all of this, you would think it was Heavenly who was married to Greg, because not even Quad is doing all this.
But Heavenly said that wasn't true too. And Sweet Tea, I mean, she hasn't said all truth. We just saw what she said. She was bullying her and toxic and doing all this stuff, and started with her when she didn't have to do the tweet last night. So Sweet Tea started the tweeting last night, you guys. Sweet Tea could have just left it on mute and been like, oh my God, that was such an embarrassing scene. But no, she had to take it too far because she always has to add her whole chest to the situation, trying to be extra. So then she took it another step and brought up that she's not respected in a community that she knows nothing about except for her psychedelic husband psyching her ass out all the time. But oh, my response is the problem? Really? Okay. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. The line keeps moving for certain people. It can be this one way, and then it moves another day, and then so it's okay. It was okay for Monique to drag her. So I'm confused, you guys. I'm confused.
Me too. I'm confused too.
Go ahead, Allie.
You know what I'm going to say. I'm going to start this off. Sweet Tea is a liability. If I was part of production, part of the executive field, I would not want this mess. That's number one. Number two, don't start mess if you can't handle it. I am sick and tired of Sweet Tea starting up drama and then get y'all in. And then when it comes time to, when someone responds, you're the victim. No, that's not what we're doing again. I'm really sick and tired of.
When we used to play the dozens on the schoolyard, that's kind of like what they call joning or whatever, where you just talk smack, right? And you burn each other. Some kids call it burning or whatever. We used to have a saying because some kids would start crying and get mad and want to fight because you're always talking smack, but you can't back it up. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's what Sweet Tea is doing, because I'm looking at these text messages. Yeah, sorry. I'm looking at these text messages. I'm not seeing that someone's trying to, trick her and being mean with her. Even the comment that Emmanuel said about the restaurant. Sweet Tea is 32 years old. Okay, she's a millennium. I'm a millennium. At this point in your life, you don't know to go to the restaurant and order yourself a drink and say, hey, I want to go to have a glass of water and one little cocktail. That's your business. How is that Heavenly's fault that you decided to keep drinking? And she said, hey, I got to go to work in the morning because I'm a whole dentist. I'm probably going to be drilling someone's mouth. And the last thing I need to do is be consuming alcohol before I'm about to take a drill in a person's mouth. You ever thought about that? That's why Heavenly was drinking water. She's actually a professional that's doing medical work using dangerous equipment inside people's mouth. She's not here to play around with Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea, you're 32 years old. I need you to start acting like one. Stop acting like you're 13. It's not cute. And you're making us millennials look really bad. Another thing I want to sit here and say is, I don't know what Dr. Damien's doing, because with that little scene where Dr. Damien's asking Dr. G, do you think I cheated? And Cecil had to jump in and say, please, yes or no. I will be very, very shocked that Dr. Damien will still continue to do business with Dr. G. Because at this point, it's not even funny no more. There's always been a thing where we keep the ladies' business with the ladies. But Dr. G always wants to be messy. And it's now going from the ladies to
messy,
the men.
Allie is sassy like his little friend Eugene
Yes. You know him. Same thing. They always want to bring it to the man, but this is not cute. Leave the ladies doing their stuff. You guys have an actual business transaction. He getting some little help, you getting help. But if you want to sit here and play these games with your wife about what Damon's doing behind closed doors, then Damon could be playing them games too. Or, maybe my patients are not good enough to be referred to you. Because that would be the first thing I do. If I was heavily, I would say you better not give that man not one more referral if you want to come home tonight. Because I don't play with my money like that. But see how Heavily nice? Heavily don't tell Damien what to do with his money. That's how you know how Heavily is nice. Because the way I'm sounding like, the way how Sweet Tea is she still working at that government job? Because I don't understand how you making 6 figures at a government job and you playing on social media like this with all this controversy and mess.
Anne has this, she was talking about me, my mama, my auntie, my sister. We all got federal clearance. We're not messing with our federal clearance to really come and beat up Dr. Heavenly. I don't know why she called security on my mama, allegedly.
Because her mother came on these YouTube streets threatening a whole woman that she don't even know. That's why. And you still starting mess. You could lose your federal credentials with this social media if you have enough mess that's behind you. It's not a cute look. That's why you're still working.
See, she needs to calm down. And then people are calling her Dr. Devilly, but I feel like what Sweet Tea is doing is very devilish. She's going after the woman's livelihood and business. Why? She just put money in your bank account, bitch.
Well, you know what?
If you're coming after mine?
If I'm a woman, you came after my reproductive system.
No.
Talking about my future possibilities of have children. I'm going after your damn business.
All I did was ask a question. All I did was ask a question. You put out.
No, she didn't just ask the question, and we're not. Listen here, first of all,
I am sick of these reality stars bringing stuff on TV and then telling us to gatekeep what we could say and not say on the TV. If you don't want people to talk about your reproductive issues, do not bring it on TV.
If you don't want people knowing that your husband doesn't go down on you, don't tell me. If you don't want me knowing that your husband has an issue with $150,000 being gone,
no one asked Sweet Tea about her reproductive stuff where she came on there. She volunteered that because she had HIPAA on her side when the action was going on, and all Sweet Tea could have said, it went well, that apartment went well, and kept it moving. She decided to go into detail. She decided to bring the cameras in. She decided to have the cameras to take the video with the doctor and go about the diagnosis. We didn't ask for that. You volunteered that.
Is this not a reality show about their lives?
Yeah, but why get mad then when we ask you another follow-up question?
But she wasn't asking a question. She wasn't asking a question when she sat up there and told everybody she could have kids and this girl couldn't. Her mama would have a better chance at having kids. But I'm saying, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We sit here on these services all the time and talk about we don't have to tear somebody else down to lift another one up. But y'all sit here, and because y'all like Heavenly, and I'm not saying that, it's people that I like too in these reality streets, but we got to be able to hold everybody accountable. You're not going to sit here, Curves, and tell me that you will tear another black woman down just to build yourself up. I don't believe that out of you, not one single beat. But here's the thing. She can go to hell. She can go to hell all she wants to. She can go to hell all she wants to. But I'm telling you, as a medical professional, as a medical grown professional, wait a minute, hold on, y'all, for real. Wait a minute. As a medical grown professional, and she's the adult.
Wait, Allie, let, in my opinion, finish. Go ahead.
She's an adult too. She is 32 years old. She's not 13.
No.
You're not letting me finish.
Let her finish, Allie. Let her finish.
As a medical grown adult, you don't have to stoop to somebody else's level. That only makes you ignorant for joining in. Ignorant. Listen here. No, I'm saying if you felt like she was right, if you felt like Heaven was really right, you wouldn't have to trope in these streets for her because she would be standing on business. As a black doctor. I wouldn't expect now one of my doctors to be on social media talking about somebody's medical history. I wouldn't be on these streets expecting one of my doctors that's gonna go in any part of my body, whether it be my mouth or my ass, to be up on the streets talking to somebody who is somebody that could be her damn near daughter age, okay? And arguing back and forth with that bitch, okay? If I'm that damn bitch, if I'm that damn bitch, I'm gonna be that damn bitch, okay? First of all, I ain't gonna stoop to somebody else's level. I ain't gotta come down off my cherry out the door tomatoes, as Miss Mariah would say. But that's the thing. Heavenly loves to be in the shit. But that's because she didn't have nobody to teach her how to be a real woman. Now, let me tell you something. If you're going to be a woman and stand on business. She talked about that shit because it was what she was going through at the moment. Okay? And so, listen here. I'm just going to tell you, if you're going to be grown and say, we're going to stand on business and we're going to be grown and so we're going to support people that's doing their damn thing, then I'm not supporting her. Yes, I'm going to call her Dr. Definitely all day long because ain't nothing heavenly about that bitch.
Well, that's
One thing I gotta say
interesting POV. And I appreciate your passion, as always, in my opinion. And just for the people in the chat who don't know us over here yet, this is all love. We still love each other at the end of the day. We talk over each other. We get loud. We get passionate. We yell. We cuss. And at the end of the day, we all go home and we still love each other because that's what POVs are for. There's enough room on right for everybody. And I appreciate your passion. I don't agree with shit you said, but I appreciate your passion. I appreciate you.
Just make one correction. We don't know if Sweet Tea can't have kids. All we know, she has endometriosis, and that does not impact you from not having children.
Correct.
So I want to get that part clear. We don't know if that's true because I have endometriosis and I have a beautiful 10-year-old son. Okay,
awesome.
my
hard for you to get pregnant or anything? Were there any challenges becoming pregnant?
He's a miracle baby. Okay, so when I got pregnant, it was very difficult in the beginning, but he was able to be born and healthy. I did have to have a C-section, so it is possible with endometriosis. And that's one thing about it. There was a point is endometriosis is a condition that is very common, more than people think, but seriously misunderstood, misdiagnosed. A lot of women are walking around with endometriosis and not knowing that they have it until it gets severe. After I had my son, and think recently last year, I had to end up having a hysterectomy because it was that severe. So when it comes to that, I get it. It's nothing to play with. But Sweet Tea decided to put it on there. The only thing I'm just upset is that you have Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone, who are the OGBIS. They had a chance to make people understand about this disorder. And they failed on doing that. If I were to sit there and check someone, I will check those two because that disease is something that people really need to understand. And I think people are living this season knowing less about endometriosis than they did coming in. If I have to sit there and check someone.
Yeah, I think that could have been actually excellent for everybody to talk more about it. And as always, Sweet Tea was trying to give them the material by bringing it up. That was a perfect opportunity for both the GYNs to be like, well, endometriosis does XYZ when she asked the question about whether or not it was something that you could have possibly known. They could have talked about the symptoms that ladies might go through, some of the things that might go unchecked that you think that ultimately lead to endometriosis that obviously happened in her case because as it turned out, Sweet and Sour did have some of the symptoms that are associated with classic endometriosis, but she was not aware that she currently had endometriosis until she got on the show. And that was why it got brought up on the show as a question, not shade, not bringing it up, not making fun of. My opinion is that when Dr. Heavenly asked the question, see, why are all these questions the problem? But you guys don't question nothing. I thought that's why it's the problem, because you don't question anything. Okay, so you ask questions so that you can decide on whether or not you believe what's being said, right? And so that you can then decide whether or not you're going to believe that story if you give a, right? So you bring this person on the show. You beg them, as she likes to say, to bring you on the show. Begged her to bring her on the show. Okay, we're begging. Okay, right on, Emmanuel. We're begging. So, but you're on the show nonetheless. And now I get you here, and you already told me and production, Pop, who we see you interviewed with. Let's go back over here. Where's that little, see right here. Did you see Pop? Have you heard from Pop? So she interviewed with Pop. See, that's the producers, you guys. Right there, Pop. Have you heard from Pop? So she told Pop about the 3 emojis and the 7 words. Thanks for the super chat, Krista. I love you. That she sent, it was a heart, a baby, and a ring. And the 7 words are going down in history as the most confident words spoken of a 30-something-year-old girl to a senior ever. I can give you what you want. 7 words. She told the producers, she told Heavenly, she bragged about it. Everybody knew that was her in to Dr. G, who she also alleges they want back on the show so he can have everything they want. They were looking to have him back on the show so they can have everything they want, right? So if that's the case, then obviously we're going to talk about it. So why when we talk about it, is everybody trying to pretend like I'm coming for you? Why are you trying to pretend like I'm attacking you, making fun of you? I'm asking you a legitimate question, especially because I'm a medical professional, that you would have allowed yourself to get all the way to the YouTubes, to the internet of Beyonce and the televisions of the globe to now find out that you might have a problem with becoming one of the emojis in the 7 words that you sent to the man. It's a legitimate question, and anybody who doesn't ask it, look, I feel sorry for you guys that aren't asking legitimate questions, because I don't know what else you're not questioning in your rest of your life.
I just remember the first episode when the question was asked. 2 things happened that thing. When Kevin Lee was trying to ask the question what was going on, all you hear was Dr. Simone screaming and yelling at Heavenly. And I was really disappointed with Dr. Simone because with her being on G1, that was a leeway to explain some of the symptoms. You don't have to say her diagnosis, but the symptoms. You understand?
Yeah.
People just understanding why did you refer her to someone else versus just being just you doing it yourself. And there is a reason, because if you actually have to go through that, there is a reason why. I understand why Dr. Simone referred her out, because when I was going through it, they need to know which doctor you need to go to do the surgery, because they want to give you the best care. But Simone did not explain it correctly. And that was a lost moment, you know?
Yeah, she actually took that moment to make a moment for herself to be classic a Yeller Simone.
Yes, where she could have said, look, she said, because you said, I could do anything. No, you can't, Simone. You can't do anything. Because my OGBRN said, hey, all of us are OGBRNs, but some of us actually have specialties. And if you have X thing or Y or Z, we need to know so we know which doctor could give you the best care. So when she said she could do everything, then why you didn't take care of Sweet Tea from the get-go? Because you couldn't do anything. It's fine. That is okay. That is not your specialty. You made her go to someone who could give her the best care possible. Just explain it that way. She was yelling at Heavenly because we all know she's like Heavenly. That's fine. Then the one thing I could never understand is why did Sweet Tea in that same scene mumble under her breath that she didn't like Jackie? We still never got the question, answer that question.
Yeah.
Why she never liked Jackie? Because according to the fans, if you're going straight from the episode, the first time she met Jackie is at the engagement party. But we know that's not true. She met Jackie before the show. So what happened between her and Jackie before the show, why they already had a falling out? We're never going to get the answer to the question. But all of a sudden, all this heat is going to Heavenly. Let's be honest. The issue is not Heavenly. Heavenly is just the easiest scapegoat from all those ladies in the show. I don't know what issue her and Jackie have, but it goes deep. I think Toya's using Sweet Tea to be a deflector. Simone is a snake, just like how Mariah says Simone is a snake.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm heavy all day long. Let me tell you something. I know Heavenly talk a lot of ish. You got to take half of what she said with a grain of salt. There's times is wrong. But that's me from being Miami, knowing how else Miami people are. I
Mhm.
totally understand that. But I go with heavily because I know I'm going to get messy, ishy mess from her, and it's not too serious. But when let's be the real thing, the things I think that's being used on Sweet Tea is Simone and Toya. Those
Toya.
are people
Yep.
are really hurting Sweet
Those
Tea.
people are winding her
Those
back
two,
like she's
because
a wind-up doll on a toy shelf in Walmart on the bottom shelf. She's
and
just
they
being
tell and
all over the place.
telling her you could go after Heavily because you know Heavily doesn't care, so this is an
Yeah,
easy target. But
yeah,
really, let's be honest. Toya almost told on herself in one episode. Well, the last time I'll tell her anything because
exactly.
she was the
Exactly. I
one who
caught
did it.
that too. I caught it too. And it was after Dr. Heavily on the live said that other people on the show were winding her up. And then
Mhm,
we were trying to figure out which one was it. We already had an idea. But then when Simone said those words, I'm going to stop trying to help you. Because he
mhm.
wasn't really trying to help. He wasn't really trying to help.
Those two, and even Toya, those two were the ones that are supposed to have. Because if they were friends, I'm going to be real. I looked at all the ladies' dresses. Sweet Tea dress was not the best, but you
Mhm.
had your friend Toya. Why did Toya help you? She's the
Exactly.
fashionista. Y'all are supposed to be real cool with one another. You guys are both wives to doctors. Why didn't she help you?
Mm-hmm.
But you want to get mad
Mm-hmm.
at Heavenly because
Heavenly.
Heavenly decided to drink water instead of wine. No one, you could have ordered water, Sweet Tea. You could
Yeah.
have ordered water too. You didn't have to get
But
alcohol.
no, she couldn't have. That because then she wouldn't be able to blame Dr. Heavenly for everything.
But you see how
That's
you
her
see.
story.
But
Dr.
listen,
Heavenly brought me on the show. Dr. Heavenly asked me, should cared enough about me to ask me, should I get married right now? Was I rushing things? Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Heavenly wanted to know, was I okay? Was there any inkling? What were my symptoms before I found out that I couldn't get pregnant? Dr. Heavenly just wanted to be able for me to live with in harmony with her best friend Quad on a show that they all had together before I even got here because there's enough to go around. Dr. Heavenly did so many of these things, but she wouldn't be able to blame nothing on Dr. Heavenly. All she does is blame her for everything.
so
Everything.
is it Dr. Heavenly felt that while you was in the Napa trip, you were sneaking in alcohol every time she get, and but the camera caught you? Go back in
Right?
that Napa trip. And they made it a point to every time she took a swig of alcohol, nobody's around. She thought she was by herself. She thought she was alone, but the camera caught her taking a swig of alcohol every chance she get, and she was on muscle relaxers. Was that the,
So is
was
that
that Dr.
why
Heavenly too?
is that why she was like she couldn't think of nothing to say because she was on one? She was like, fuck you, bitch. Like that's is that where that came from? It was after a day of drinking and muscle relaxers, allegedly.
Because she on it, and yeah. Because I remember on the Napa trip, she said her thing started, and she was on muscle relaxers. But the scene before, she was drinking from the Flex bottle. So how could you be drinking alcohol with muscle relaxers, Sweet Tea?
Okay. Okay, so
Go
I'm
to
gonna
the
back it up
episode.
for the people who just got here. I'm not a lawyer, but I play one in my head. I grew up on LA Law, Quincy, Law and Order, you name it, a law show. I've seen it. I know a lot of lingo. I picked up the lingo. And so far, there's a couple of words that are coming to mind. Just simply, what if Dr. G decides to sue heavily? Then what? I would say sue her for what? Because there are no cases, not one. Google it. There is not one case where an inflammatory, defamatory, suggestive hashtag has been used and won successfully as something that has harmed somebody else. While statements made on social media have been used, while threats made on social media have been used as evidence in cases that have been won about damages. Hashtags, however, specifically have not been used. It has to be statements, you guys. The only time hashtags have gotten tried successfully was when it has to do with copyright or branding type things. So when you Google it for yourself, because don't believe me, just like don't believe Sweet tea, don't believe heavily. Do one step further. Make it okay in your mind. I looked it up before I decided to come to anybody here with this stuff. There's only one or two cases where it has to do with branding specifically. Like the name of the store is Kumbaya. And then you start hashtagging Kumbaya. And the store at Kumbaya is like, but wait, that's our name and hashtag already. And if they can establish the whatever they establish, then the people win. But also why I think they would be bad for G specifically, he who froths and rolls on the floor. Why it would be bad for him to sue or to answer the call of hashtag abuser, hashtag controlling, hashtag pedophile, hashtag pinky size, hashtag team daddy, hashtag married to med would be because if you sue for it, then you are assigning those terms to your brand yourself, because she didn't say that. She just put the hashtag. So if he's going to pick 4 of the 6 hashtags and say, oh, she was talking about me and these 4. Well, why not the married to med one? You're also on married to med. So is that hashtag included in your suit, sir? Why not the team daddy? You are trying to be a daddy, aren't you, sir? So why not all 6 hashtags are you suing for, sir? Why are you only suing for the insecure, negative assignments to your person, unless you are assuming that as your identity, thereby null and voiding your case? Bam! We're throwing this shit out. So take it to court all you want, but then you're going to have to explain why you think that she would call you a pedophile. Why you think that she's talking to you when she says pinky size. I told you, Esther May says it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. He needs to keep it moving in a psychological manner in the opposite direction, because his wife, every time she says anything, he's going to get popped. She's not even messing with the little girls anymore. It's all going to be on you, Dr. G, because you need to do what Kima does and control your woman. Okay, because she's not gonna be over here disparaging my good name when all I do is fill your bitch's gums and try to help her get $5. So when she leaves your ass in 3 years like everybody else, she can have something and not end up like Ashley Darby's forehead. But no, it's a problem. Anyway.
Also, too, if you want to add this too, he has to prove damages, which you can't prove. And 2, even if they did entertain it, you have to go through discovery. If you go through discovery, what else we're gonna dig up, Dr. G? Is it worth it? Because your actions are questionable. And discovery, you find like a whole lot of things. Hey, Simon Gabadia.
Look, don't get too cocky though. Look, nobody should get too cocky, including Dr. Heavenly. She better have some good lawyers on the ready, because if there is an interesting lawyer who can make a good argument, that's all really law is about. If you can make a good argument, somebody can your side better than the other side, then yeah. But I also feel like a great counter argument would be that if you think these are talking about you, then why is that? Why would you connect with these out of all 6? Instead of team, she could have been wishing you well on your daddy journey. Why not connect with that? Why not connect with, oh, she thinks you're going to be on the 2nd season, married to med, hashtag married to med. Because hit dogs holler, that's why. That's exactly why. Yeah. Okay, so we talked about that. That's been crazy. We had a couple other things on our too far. So the pedo comment, we agree all it was too far. However, if you're going to start something, also be prepared for how somebody else is going to respond and then want to finish it. We can move right on to Wendy. I feel like that freaking video, that was a form of elder abuse, you guys. That documentary, I didn't watch it. I saw the trailers. I wasn't really a real big Wendy fan, but I had a call first thing this morning from my East Coast brethren. And yeah. Just like that part that she did, those clips I saw of her telling the lady, you need some liposuction. Why are you folding it like that? Go drink something that's going to make you fat. I don't know where I am. We're in Manhattan. I don't know where I am. Oh, don't throw out my alcohol. Oh, I'm so happy. It was just so, it was like a lot of manic up and down stuff going on. And if they're deciding that it's dementia, I don't think that people with dementia should be on TV. If that's the case, is Bruce Willis? Did somebody go make a documentary about Bruce Willis living back with his ex-wife? That would have been a great documentary if we're doing documentaries on stars who develop frontal dementia. But no, we're not doing that on Bruce Willis, are we? We're not going over there and taking Bruce's money. Bruce still has all his access to all his accounts, or his loved ones do. So it's really interesting how in 2024 we can have this going on, and two Americas is happening again before our eyes. We have Bruce Willis, tried and true action hero, frontal dementia. All of his assets are intact that we know of. He's able to stay with his family. There's no court ordered guardianship. They didn't steal his empire and royalties allegedly and leave him penniless and destitute without any of his family knowing exactly where he is. That didn't happen. Every time we see Bruce, we see him surrounded by Demi and Rumor and Ashton and Mila. If they still hang out, I don't really know. But this isn't a great look for an icon. And I'm kind of wondering what the end game right here is on showing us her like this. Like I said, I'm not a Wendy stan at all. I felt like she had a lot of issues with other melanated people, and she seemed to like go super duper hard on her own while she gave bags of silicone like Kim Kardashian super passes and wouldn't say anything bad about certain Miss Jenkins, and I don't know, I just felt like she was kind of, I don't know, I just didn't dig her whole thing. I love when she said, "How you doing?" I loved her fashions. I like that. But as far as her whole, like, she didn't treat everybody the same. She did not disperse her hate gossip equally, in my opinion. And so it kind of turned me off. Plus, I had to work during that time and didn't feel like watching her in the rerun. But now we have this video that's been released. It's a documentary, and they are releasing it on the heels of the announcement that not only does her family not know where she is, not only has her family not had contact with her, her $20 million empire is gone. She had to sell everything in the penthouse and move to who knows what. Poor Kevin didn't have any money for school and had to go get a regular job. Why didn't Rumor have to go get a regular job? Or one of the other little girls that Bruce Willis had. Why didn't she have to go get a regular job and fend for herself the way they made Kevin do it? I'm not understanding this whole two Americas thing and everybody just being fine with it. I'm not sure why everybody, because I don't bank at Wells Fargo personally, because I already knew. Okay. I already knew. But I'm not sure why, after watching Wells Fargo allow this to happen to this Black millionaire's assets, for them to just hand it over and not do any help. And it had something to do with her financial advisor, something to do with her doctor. And then they went to the court, something, allegedly. Why are there still Black account holders at Wells Fargo? You guys should have shut that shit down if you really liked her. You move your money. That's the only language they speak. Move your fucking money before they come get your shit. Better yet, put it in a trust. Put your assets in a irrevocable trust, you guys. That's the only thing, the law, this ironclad, untouchable. Put it in your trust. And then if you get sued, you don't own anything because the trust owns it. Okay. Don't get it in a living trust, because living trust, it's still technically yours. So if you get sued for everything, then you and the trust own it. Therefore, they could take the shit. But if you get an irrevocable trust, they cost extra, yeah, because they're irrevocable. They're ironclad. Nobody can crack that shit. Nobody can come take shit except for what you say in the trust. And I'm surprised that people like Wendy Williams didn't have that in place. Maybe that's why it didn't happen to Bruce. Maybe Bruce had somebody in his pocket like me that was able to tell him and point him in the right direction on where you go get your trust. And you can make it generational to ensure that people like Rumor don't ever have to go get a regular job. You see what I'm saying? So we need to be financially literate is one thing. But in the meantime, do not trust that what's happening to her can't happen to you if your money is in the same institution. And everybody check out the movie, I Care a Lot. Write it down. You want to know what happened to Wendy Williams? Watch the movie I Care a Lot. It's a very good movie. And you will be like, oh shit. You'll get everything in order after watching that movie. Okay. So, but I feel like it was too far. I feel like it was a form of elder abuse. I feel like it was abuse on when a person who is mentally deficient. So dementia is a form of mental deficiency, obviously. Why are you exploiting her? She's being exploited at this point. And did she at least get to keep some of this money for her, or does it all just default to the guardian who is keeping all of her coins away from her and her loved ones? Allie, did you see the movie? I didn't see the movie.
No, I didn't see the movie yet, but I have been following the story, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah. I mean, nobody deserves that. And everybody take care of your health. And people were being mean, talking about it's her karma. Like when it comes to like health stuff, I just try to leave karma out of it, even though it's probably relative, to what can happen because it's all energy and frequency. What you put out, you get back, right? So I just am praying for her well-being and for her people that love her. But I really feel like this movie I don't know what the good could have been. what the good could have been for showing her in this state. I just don't know. So that was one other thing. So I think that was too far to have this documentary at this time. Oh, Michelle said Heavenly went too far for Shirley. We agree. It was a form of too far. I think that Sweet Tea should take the break first because at least Dr. Heavenly doesn't get all butthurt and go home, run home crying and play victim after she does the stuff. I feel like Dr. Heavenly does actually stand on business. She doesn't retract a lot unless it is a bona fide mistake. And she says, oh, I made a mistake or I misspoke or whatever. But I don't know. People just love having a problem with Dr. Heavenly so much that it just gives them joy and pleasure to have somebody talk back to Dr. Heavenly. And now that it's Sweet Tea, they're like, yeah, Sweet Tea. But Sweet Tea sounds stupid, you guys. She sounds immature. She sounds like she keeps on having temper tantrums. She breaks a glass and then she cries. So you bring up medical professions and now you're crying that your husband's job got brought into it. But you brought it up. Anyway.
I mean, like I said, what I saw that I can't wait for the reunion because I just feel in my head that after the cameras are off and those guys talked when they're not mic and there's no cameras on, Dr. G and Damon had a conversation because it reached back to them and they were like, we don't do that. So, because remember, Sweet Tea came out, I think, was Valentine's Day, say how she was in the house right after the union. She didn't go anywhere for how many weeks?
Yes,
I feel like that was one of the reasons why.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was one because Damien, like Heavenly was throwing little nuggets like, Damien, he does the same as when he does, people listen, at least the guys listen. So I'm pretty sure when Damien was speaking, it must have really felt bad. And then that's why I think Sweet Tea couldn't go anywhere because like I said, I'll be very surprised if Damon said, look, if you feel this way, then I don't need to give you any referrals. And let's be honest, here in Atlanta, there are so many medical professionals, So many professionals. Dr. G's a dime a dozen. He could easily say, you know, I could go to another person that could take my business if you feel this way about me.
Right.
I get it. You don't know what he's doing behind closed doors, but the question is, what do you think about me and my character and my integrity? Because we're supposed to be business. At least have a business transaction. If you feel this way about me, even a slightless, then I don't need to do business with you.
Right. Right. And Michelle, it's not, here we go again. I said it was too far. If it was real, I said it was too far.
Yeah.
I didn't say she didn't do nothing, but for people to pretend like Sweet Tea did
He
nothing,
didn't do nothing.
real Delulu here. I mean, there wouldn't be a ripple in the pond if she didn't throw the first stone. I just don't understand. I don't understand. But no, she didn't do nothing. It was too far. But you have to be prepared for too far. That's why if you have LWS, last word syndrome, like Sweet Tea, then you might want to not have that with a person like Dr. Heavenly, because she's going to have a worse last word for you, and a worse last word, and a worse last word. How many tears can you shed today? I don't know, Sweet Tea. Let's see. You going to say something else? Because I got another word too. You know, I just don't.
And yeah. I don't think Sweet Tea listens, because one of the lives, the Phaedra lives, way back, I think episode 2 or something, Simone tried to save Sweet Tea and say, look, I wouldn't talk about Heavenly. I would say she filtered, because she was calling Heavenly names. And
yes, you mean in that live with Phaedra, when they first started going live with Phaedra, and she was on there? Yes.
And anybody Simone tried to save her. And for Simone to even try to say nice words about Heavenly, that lets you know there's something more going behind the scenes.
And in that one, Simone did say that Heavenly was not a liar. Yep.
She said, I will call Heavenly a lot of things. Her words were, I will call Heavenly a lot of things, but liar is not one of them. Mm-hmm. Fake is not, actually, she said she's not fake. She said, I wouldn't call her fake. Those were her words. Right. She called her a lot of things, but fake is not one of them. That was her words. And like I said, you know, to me, that lets me know, like, after this whole thing, I don't know what the relationship with Sweet Tea and the rest of the ladies are. Mm-hmm. That's a good question, because Simone tried to help her and she didn't take Simone's help. And then, you know, even Toya doesn't even look like she's hanging around with her anymore. She looks like she's starting to look like a little island. She's starting to look like a little island behind the scenes.
Yeah. And then this part, like, so IMO, I love her. And she was so passionate when she came up here. But I heard her say, and I was trying to ask her for more details, but then she got off. But I wanted to know, when she said that Heavenly was talking or making fun and that she was her doctor. I mean, she was trying to make it everything. And Heavenly is not Sweet Tea's doctor, you guys. Heavenly worked on her teeth. So if you ask a question about her reproductive system that she brought to the show, how is it disgusting to talk about? Are you still here, in my opinion? Because I would love to know. How is it disgusting to talk about that you don't give me the right amount of head, and that, yes, Africans do go down? I mean, how is it? Why is it an issue that I want to ask you about it? Don't bring it on the show.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with these ladies. One question: do you watch Bold and Bougie?
No, I haven't even tried yet. I haven't even tried yet. I don't know. Is it good?
It's slow, but it's its first season, and they're trying to make something like you tell they're trying to make a little niche for themselves. But one thing I do have to say is I like Tamika, because Tamika's the word I will say is real. She just comes on and she doesn't seem to want to have a persona of being a reality star or the persona of being fake. Like the other ladies look like, I'm going to be on reality TV. And to me, Tamika seemed like, okay, I'm just here. And she's totally unfiltered. So you're never going to know what you're going to get with Tamika.
Yeah, Tamika Foster, right?
Yes. She
Yeah.
just comes in, she's here. She does try to keep some things back, especially the personal stuff, like one with her son. She never mentions Usher's name, interesting. But other than that, she will just goes in and she just opens her mouth and just says whatever's on the top of her head. And I was like, oh, wait, hold on, Tamika. I was not ready for this. Even her demeanor, I'm like, wow, I'm not ready for this. So it's I think to me, Tamika seems to be like really refreshing in reality TV. Something we haven't seen in a really long time. Someone just being their authentic self, not trying to play up for the camera. I'm not saying she's a favorite. I just think she's watchable. And I'm really interesting to see these ladies dynamic because they're actually admitting that they don't know each other. So they're not trying to be, oh, we're besties. We love each other. Mwah. They actually say, we don't know each other. We may have heard of each other and we want to get to know each other in the circle, which is a good difference from all the other reality shows where they're acting like they're best friends for how many years. So I like that aspects to it. So it's slow. I'm going to let you know right now, it's slow. So this has to be like a binge watch thing. And, I don't know how many episodes.
Right, right. Well, I might. Well, I don't know. I still don't know.
Give it like.
If I might save it for if there's another Dimmick.
Yeah. I'm not even going to lie. Like I said, it's slow. So you're not going to get, the drama right away because they're at that point of we're trying to figure what this whole dynamic out. So give it like Housewives season 1. Dubai, I will say Dubai season 1, how the first few episodes, it was really slow. But by the time it got halfway through, it starts picking up. I'm hoping this is with Bold and Bougie. Like, okay, maybe it'll pick up a little bit. So.
Oh, look, in my opinion, I didn't know this is why she hung up. Wait a minute. I wish I could stay and listen, but I don't tear one down because I like the other. Have a wonderful Sunday, people. Okay, well, but I mean, you totally tore Dr. Heavenly down and then left. But okay, see you next time. Love you. I wanted to talk to her. I wanted her to tell me. I wanted, in my opinion, to tell me what the fuck she was talking about by implying that as a dentist, Heavenly can't ask a medical question. I wanted to know that part. I wanted to. I still want to, in my opinion.
And I'm going to say it again. They had Heavenly kind of asked it in the beginning, but Simone shut it down and started yelling. And we never went back to the question. And we went through this whole season. Can anybody really say they know what endometriosis is? Can they even say, hey, I was watching Married to Medicine and I was following Sweet T's story and I was hearing Dr. Simone and Dr. Jetty tell in detail or to some way to what endometriosis and the symptoms are. Maybe I could go and advocate for myself to my doctor and say, hey, you know what? Can any of us feel like we're able to advocate for ourselves? No, but yet these two ladies want to talk about taking away the stigma and the thing about, let's go about with Jackie. She talked about we need to advocate for ourselves and know how to ask the right questions, but how we can ask the right questions when we don't know what questions to ask.
Right. Anytime, Krista.
I'm just saying, I'm not trying to save Henry, but I'm just going to call people out for what it is. This show is supposed to be different because not only you get the drama, we're supposed to get the medical education so we could be more informed. That was the whole premise of the show.
Right. That was the premise, Married to Medicine. We were supposed to be finding out that stuff. And remember, they used to go on like drives and do medical stuff out in the community. And it was so awesome to watch them do their stuff and watch Toya be there and drink wine later. And, and all of that, and be there and pass out syringes or whatever she would do on the side while the doctors were doctoring. That was used to be part of why we love Married to Medicine. Excellence in medicine. And look, Miracle said you're right.
The most medicine saw is Jackie and I love the Brad and Judy. I thought they were a cute couple, but that's all you saw.
How were they on for their whole pregnancy? That was weird. We haven't done
And they,
anybody for
I
a
mean, I
long
love
time.
them to death, but they had a what it was it We TV giving them a spin-off show. We didn't. You don't need to show that, Bravo. They got a
Right.
whole spin-off show. But I love them. But I'm saying that they used to do way more, like
Yeah.
go to details and
And even
explain
if
certain things.
on this Mademoiselle, she says, right, Sweet Tea knows Heavenly knows her game. She knew she had reproductive issues. And even if she didn't know exactly what it was, she might have known she bled a lot. She had heavy cramping. She was super duper tired, couldn't get out of bed, or needed a heating pad. Or, there were symptoms that she possibly had that when somebody asks you who's around all these doctors, why are you so upset that I'm asking you in front of your gynecologist on a medical show so we can get the word out to the people? If you're going to sit in your live later and then say, oh, I really want to help people who are going through what I'm going through in this endometriosis. Well, why are you so mad we asking questions? The only way you're going to help somebody is if questions get answered.
And the thing is, she don't want to talk about it. She doesn't want let anybody talk. She doesn't want anybody to talk about it, and that's the issue. Endometriosis affects so much more. Your hormones are like unbalanced. We don't. You have to take all this medication, all this hormone therapy. She's under stress. You're on a lot of pressure. That's why I think I said a few times when you were on, she's on a lot of pressure, just trying to get through this MBS and I really wanted to have kids. Being on reality TV is not where she needs to be right now, especially if she's serious about wanting to have kids, because stress and conception do not go well together. And
Right.
this is unnecessary amount of stress that she needs. She really needs to think about her physical health, her mental health. Reality TV is not the one and all. I'm not mad with Sweet Tea. I just don't like the way she operates. She goes
Right.
off and say she's a millennium, making us millenniums look unhinged. And then when you when you say something and people respond, everybody.
Well, she acts like a millennium in the Arnold Schwarzenegger sense of being a snowflake.
But my thing is, the only reason why we're getting so much heat, because if it was anybody else other than Heavily treating Sweet Tea the way it was, it would be a totally different situation. If it was Jackie, I get it. If it was Simone, I get it. They're both OG Ryans. That doesn't make any sense. If it was Toya being the mean girl, will we be on Sweet Tea's side more versus Dr. Heavily? Sometimes it's really about
Toya, let's talk about Toya for a minute. So
I want to talk about it.
Everybody in the scene that got released that started the whole you're questioning her standard in the medical community in the first place. That scene showed Dr. Heavenly doing an introduction, starting with Dr. Jackie, and then she said, and Simone, and then we hear Toya. The room was pitch quiet. And then here comes Toya. That's Dr. Simone. Okay, so where's Toya? So I'm up here with doctors. So where's Toya? And she's like, oh, my husband's up there. He's up there. And she's like, well, Toya didn't give a donation because that's all you can do here because you're not a doctor. So she was shading you with that statement, in addition to telling the truth that you're a cheap homemade wine that has you acting all out of pocket at this medical event, reminding the doctors that Pancakes is a doctor. She started it.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet Tea is going to co-sign on Heavenly being the embarrassment when it all started because of Toya. But of course, Dr. Heavenly.
Always Dr. Heavenly. Always. Toya's the main one. Because let's be honest, Toya not too fond of Heavenly. She walks, she sided them. We all know Toya don't like quad. And any reason or any way she could, anything she could do to get back at Heavenly and or quad,
she was mad at. Ever since Toya came over and played tennis on Heavenly's tennis court in Heavenly's backyard, where she don't even have to go get a thing to go nowhere because it's on her 47 acres that she owns and doesn't have to move to every season. But here you are constantly looking for a house to rent near a tennis court, and that's why you're hating on Dr. Heavenly. I would let ivy grow in my house that I don't need to pressure wash while you renting them. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
But
What?
why would she need to rent a house when you bought a house about 2 years ago, that 1 point something million house, and then decide to sell it the very next year just to rent again? Because you want to build a bigger house in the same subdivision. Is that house finished being built yet?
Yeah.
Are we just going to act like you're not building another house down the street after you
Right.
bought one? Or
Right.
we're just going to pretend that, or we're just going to forget about the house that you're supposedly building in this market, the way how materials and labor is extremely high.
Right. Right. She couldn't have, she had to take out a personal loan for $1 million when shit before pandemic prices. Shit's went up 150% since then, but she got money now. Okay.
Because she said, oh, I want my dream home. You had a beautiful home that you bought. It was a beautiful home, Toya. You even went and had a pool. But because this one didn't have a elevator that you do not need.
Hi, Couture.
But that's why I think Toya is leeching on Sweet Tea to be a deflector, because when she heard that woman talk about I'm in it for the money, she's like, "Yep, I need this one here, so that I could sit here and treat Eugene the way I want to treat him, and no one could say Billy Bob Boo about it because this one admitted to being a gold digger."
And what they're saying, like, look at what happened to Tasha K. Look what happened to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Anything that you guys can say, we can try to compare those to this one incident. The difference is Tasha K spent over a year spreading malicious lies after being asked repeatedly by the person she was lying on to stop it. This has not happened in this case. This
Nope.
has not happened. This is the first time that we've ever seen this hashtag with a period after on anything. So this could be a mistake, like we're saying. It could be a mistake. It's not a year of digging your heels in on a statement. She immediately corrected it. Therefore, it is not what happened to Tasha K, in my opinion, because even after Tasha K got found guilty, didn't she still refuse to take the stuff down? And that's why she owes
The court,
$4 million. I mean,
yeah.
so this is completely different.
The judge had the order. And two, main thing is you have to prove damages. When you go through the case with Tasha K, Cardi B was able to prove
Is this
damages.
what he means by pedo? Because he would have been 33 and she would have been 10 at the time. Like he likes little girls. Oh, like, yeah, but you're gonna have to find a different way to say it. You can't. That's not a no. That's a no.
But if Heavenly took it back and refixed it, you still have to prove how much damages did Dr. G
Gene
face
incurred, right.
doing it.
How did this damage him? Especially because you would also have to then look at the statement that provoked the statement, which
Yes.
was his wife and her temper and her angry little thumbs. His wife and her angry little thumbs probably drinking Toya wine.
And the same thing with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. You
Yeah.
have to prove damages, because what she said, she had an expose and said all these things, plus she had interviews, and then on top of that, he ended up losing all those deals.
And you know what? Let me just, okay. So, Zelene, I love you. Thanks for coming through today. I ride hard for the truth. I don't think that I should get in trouble for saying the truth. I don't think that you should get in trouble for saying the truth. I don't think that we should get in trouble for saying a truth. And I
Yes.
feel like when I say things in favor of Dr. Heavenly, I always preface it. It's always around something that I feel like she is telling the truth on, that people can't handle her truth. So then people come back and their thing to the truth is that, oh, it's the way she said it. So it's two layers. So first it was the truth was the problem. And now, oh, that you can't have a problem with the truth because you sound stupid as hell. So now you're saying, oh, the way you say the truth is a problem. And to that, again, I say, unless you're a current card holding member of Moms to Liberty, you still don't get to tell me what the fuck I can say if it's the truth. You know what I mean? Like, so I do ride hard for Heavenly, but I feel like she's the truther in this world of fake liars who send emojis and then are mad that you ask questions, you know?
I mean, I'm gonna go back and say we will even erase the whole thing. What Sweet Tea, how she got on the show, blase blase. Let's just talk about in the moment what this Heavily said in the moment. I think it was like, Heavy's on the YouTube channel. She's been doing the YouTube channel since 2020. She has it on all the time. You decide to see the clip. You decide to respond to it. It's so easy to not respond. If you really want someone, you want to get back at someone, sometimes it's best to not respond.
Yeah.
Let's take Beyonce. There are people that ride Beyonce for filth.
Right.
You see her responding? No.
Exactly.
So if you really...
Look, Toya was the one that started promotion in that scene. Did Toya respond?
No.
Sweet Tea is thirsty, you guys, just like her friend NECA.
Let's take Giselle. Giselle is the queen of stirring the pot and starting mess. But do she respond?
Not to a damn thing. And we'd be hella mad she don't say nothing too. We want her to say something.
And she would never give us the satisfaction. I have to give that for good. I don't see it for Giselle, but I do have to admit, I said a few times, she don't be on social media. And that's her best playing card.
But she does let you make comments about her on social media. Robin doesn't. Yeah, she'll play on social media, but Robin, she blocked the stuff. You can't at her in nothing. Yeah. So she doesn't respond, but she'll at least, play a little bit. Daddy needs to control Heavenly. I actually think Dr. G needs to get a rein on this sweet and sour situation before they end up with more of an issue, because she keeps starting stuff. She keeps starting it.
Maybe this, and I'm going to go right back with that comment, just to be fair. If Damien told Heavenly today, Heavenly, I don't want you fighting with this Sweet Tea anymore. You see how quick she will stop. That is the difference between Heavenly and Sweet Tea, because we've seen on camera that Damon told her to stop. I mean, not Damon, Dr. G told her to stop. I don't like this attitude. I don't like this side of you. Please stop. And she continues to do it over and over again. But if Damon really wanted to, he could have easily told her enough. Because I think, was it last season? Something happened last season where Damon had to pretty much tell Dr. Heavenly, that's enough. And she stopped.
Yeah.
We love to play amnesia when it's convenient. There was a time Dr. Damon actually opened his mouth and checked Heavily last season.
At that party at Simone's house.
And he told her to stop, and she stopped.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, whoa. And then there was a follow-up conversation. We forgot that.
Yeah, so remember he asked her to stop, but he still opened the door for her to get in the car and not talk to her all the way home?
Yes, I remember that. He checked her, was pissed with her. They had to leave, but he did open the door for her. And then there was a follow-up conversation where he cooled down. That was the most he saw him got mad. And he checked her one more time, and she stopped. So I'm writing for Dr. G. When he feels he needs to, he will. And I kid you, all he had to do is Heavily stop. You don't have to be no long sentence. And she will. But that's the difference between Heavenly and Damon's relationship and Sweet Tea and Dr. G's. There's a level of respect between them.
Because Dr. G, in fact, did ask Sweet and Sour at Hilton Head Resort to not get into it with these ladies. He asked her if she can't stop herself. Dr. Damon, #Team Daddy, asked our Dr. Heavenly, as the people like to pretend she's devilly, one time to stop. We ain't heard of that subject since.
Nope.
Heard of it since. But everybody wants to pretend like things aren't real. It's just so confusing to me. It's just so confusing. So you guys are telling me that if you're that when your kid comes home and tells you the truth, that you'd rather him lie to you.
I tell my child to tell me the truth.
Right? because that's all Heavenly does. I tell my sons too. I'm like, you better tell on yourself first. Don't let another person ever come to me and tell me anything that you could have told me yourself.
Amen.
You know what I mean? Like, because that's power over you. There's a power play in that dynamic. So if you claim all your power by keeping it real and truthful, then you won't have to pretend like your panties are in a bunch when you bring up endometriosis on a show and people want to know, well, is this the first you heard of it? That's literally what she said. Is this the first you heard of it? It was the equivalent. But people are like, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. It's the HIPAA. No, I was your dentist. I scaled your teeth. You told me you have a problem after in the thing. I just look in the text we showed you. She told her in January 13th, 2023, you're going to have to get pregnant in the first season or come on here pregnant. And now you get to the show and you telling me you got the endo? When did this happen? When did this happen? That's all she did was ask. And everybody hates Dr. Heavenly for asking. Just like Dr. Simone hates Dr. Heavenly for saying, Hilton Head, really? Hilton Head? That's all she said. And people are like, oh my God, Dr. Heavenly. It was the truth. Hilton Head, really, Simone?
Yep. We couldn't pick nowhere else. We couldn't change nowhere else.
10 years in the game, we've been bleeding for these people, and they send us down the street to a racist ass island where the white people walking by seeing my melanated biscuits in the thong, in the swim pool in the front yard.
If they're going to do that, they could have just went to South Beach. If they're going to sit down and go down the street, go up the road and go to South Beach. Go to Florida. That would have been a way better trip.
But no, Dr. Heavenly made it difficult. Dr. Heavenly is the problem. That's a real question. Okay.
I remember seeing that interview with Mariah, and Mariah made a good point. That's why she was throwing some shade about what she said about Simone, that she's the real villain. Yeah. She's the real villain. And she's not surprised. The way she said, I was shocked how long that Mariah knew Dr. Simone and how they're intertwined, at least professionally. And I was like, man, that woman really did you wrong. Because imagine, this woman delivered your babies and she did you like that?
Right. Yeah, that's what she did. And it's still making coins off her.
Yes.
And sitting in the first chair saying, starting all the conversations like this is her brainchild.
Yes.
But no.
But we're not, but the enemy, the villain is Dr. Heavenly.
Yeah.
Heavenly is the villain.
It's so weird.
I mean, it could be right. But I think there's bigger fish on that show to fry. Because when I got the conversation that Mariah had with Carlos, when they came to Heavenly, the most she could say is, Heavenly is messy, she ratchet, she's ghetto in her own little ways. I'm paraphrasing, right? But most of the heat that Mariah had was for Dr. Simone and Jackie.
Yeah.
That maybe I'm reading too much into it.
And Toya.
And
Toya actually, for her to have been a wife and not even a doctor, she should have been in solidarity with Mariah instead of trying to kick her off the island. But we see that Toya loves to be in charge of kicking people off the island ever since then. She makes it her wife's duty. If she don't want your booty on the place, she makes it her duty to get your booty off the island. She don't even talk to he who likes having biscuits thrown for foreplay that sweet. As when she talking to the ladies about how to get another lady kicked off the island, but Dr. Heavenly. Okay.
We're going to watch what? What are we going to watch? The Wendy Williams documentary?
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it. Bianca says she did a watch party. It was horrible. They're surprised the network aired that. I could imagine how difficult that had to be to watch. Like, I just don't understand. And where's the money for it going, though? Where's the money for it going? That's what I need.
I'm not surprised because we already know how Wells Fargo and their business practice has been, especially in the past. So it's real interesting where it is going. And I don't understand the place that she's in. Why is it that her family cannot check on her but yet she could call out. That just sounds weird to me.
In that movie, I Care a Lot, there's a scene about that. The guardian literally, the lady's like lucid. She really doesn't need a guardian at all. And she's lucid. And she's like, why am I here? And she takes her to this seedy ass assisted living place where they medicate her and shock her so that she becomes what they say she is. Yeah.
And like I said, her family can't even see her. You only Wendy could be in touch with you. And to me, that doesn't make sense. If you have this form of dementia, how is it the patient, the one that's calling the shots, who they get to see? You would think a family member or an advocate would be there to say, hey, I want to make sure that my loved one is okay, since they're not fully cognostic really well, and we need to make sure that they're getting the right treatment, getting treated fairly, no funny business going on. That to me sounds really sketchy. I mean, I don't know how these rehab things work, but I always felt like somebody has to be an advocate, a third party, in the best interest of the patient, to make sure that the professionals are not taking advantage of them. They're not being taken advantage of them.
Well, these guardians end up having a deal sometime with certain, in the movie, it was with certain judges that were over specific guardian hearings. And they would like call and be like, oh, I got a big one. And they would like bring them to court and they'd sign off on it and then drive away in their Rolls Royce.
And that doesn't surprise me none. And that's unfortunate.
So it's all for sale. All for sale. Yeah, you had to stop watching Goodzeline. I mean, I could totally understand. Hey, look at her. Look.
She looks worse.
This is so hard to watch. Like, it's, where are you, lady? Right there, look. And then the way she was being so erratic with that lady, that was borderline abusive. And the lady was so nice. She was just acting like how Sweet Tea should act with old ladies who are cussing her out. Just be like, okay. She said, go drink something that's going to make you fat. She said, okay. She said, hang that up right. She said, okay. Because she's old and obviously not in her right mind. But no, Sweet Tea.
No.
Bruce Willis, he has a young wife around him. So I'm wondering, why did he have to go back to his old wife's house to get cared for while he's in the midst of this dementia thing? That's interesting, isn't it? But maybe he doesn't have the same kind of leeches, but it's still similar. And then who's to say? Who decided that Wendy's family is leeches anyway? Everybody has people in their family if you're rich with your hands out. Who's to say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's to decide the amount of leechism is required before you come steal the empire that I made in America, where it's hard for Black people to make a dollar?
But and
she would have had a $50,000 million empire instead of just 20 million. You know how hard it was for this Black woman to make $20 million in America, and here they come and take it. Really?
And also in entertainment by herself, because nobody gave her a chance.
So crazy.
But and like even now, because I remember at one point you didn't hear much about her sister. You knew of her sister, but you don't hear much. But for her sister to come out and say, hey, I haven't even seen my sister Winnie in forever, that I knew that was serious, because for what I remember, her sisters try to stay out of the limelight. And she can't even see her sister. So it was like, if anybody would have made sense, the sister would have wanted to be, hey, what's going on? Her son haven't seen her. We don't care about this. The ex-husband, we already know what he's about.
In the movie, I Care a Lot, there was a son who was heavily involved and was in his mom's will, and she was taking care of him. He was an older son. And the guardian, he ended up being homeless. He ended up being broke. It was horrible. And they just kept all that from him. And I'm telling you, they were drugging his mom. She ultimately ended up dying in their custody. And if you die in their custody, they keep everything, you guys.
Yep.
It's scary. It's so scary. Okay, so did you guys know that Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is going to have their little reunion, and that Kyle and Dorito text. Let's see if I can pull this up real quick before we bounce out of here. Okay. So 2 days ago, February 23rd, today is the Sunday the 25th. 2 days ago, Dorit Kemsley revealed the manipulative text Kyle Richards sent to silence her before the Beverly Hills reunion. So you may or may not know that in the preview for this week's reunion, there is this scene. Let me see. Will it play? So there's this scene where Dorit goes to Erica, the other person who used to be in the fight, that Kyle tried to silence her before the reunion. And she was sending her manipulative texts. Well, we got the text, you guys. Let's see. Now, if you watch this season of let me see, where's the text? If you watch this year's thing, you would notice that there was some distance between Kyle and Dorit, who otherwise seem very close, but nobody's as close as her and Morgan and her and Teddy have been. But she released the text, you guys, and I don't know what you would say about these texts, but here they are. Let's move us around so you can see this stuff. Let's do it like this. There. Let's do this one. Okay. So in these texts, now let's just go here. So she's talking about her and Mo. And I got a picture on my phone. I'm going to read it because that's not all of it. So the text says, "Hi, I've been trying to reach out because I know we are in a weird place and it really bothers me. And it's not even on the show." So she's admitting that her and Dorito are in this awkward place that we noticed during filming. However, it wasn't brought up on film during filming, because she says, and it's not even on the show. "I wanted to explain where I am and why I have been distant, but my hands were tied." Cryptic much? Okay. Of course, some interview comments hurt my feelings and created more issues for me, but I am used to that and could get past it in time. I'm also reminding myself that you didn't know what I was going through with Mo at the time for most of these remarks. But then I heard some of the things that you said about me off camera. That hurt me deeply. And I wasn't even able to say to you who I heard it from. It was one of those things where I wished I just didn't know it at all because I wasn't able to share. And yet I was left hurt and couldn't even try to work through it with you. And I know you will be frustrated and want to know who said it, but I can't. It's so frustrating to me, as it will be to you. Trust me. I have gone through such a hard time to read, been in so much pain. I can't tell you. Never have I felt so low. And I know that you are also going through a hard time. Normally, I would have reached out and checked on you, but I was hurt and very depressed. I spent 30 years with Mo, married 28, and I have no idea how to live without him or how to navigate through life on my own because I have so much on my plate for tomorrow, and you do too. I love you, PK, and your kids so much. I've been thinking about you a lot and hope you're not struggling too much. I don't want to lose someone else in my life over a TV show. They don't even know we are going through a hard time. So I don't see the need to bring it up there. Talking about the reunion, you guys. I should have said something sooner, but I honestly haven't been strong enough. But relationships and you are important, but relationships and you, capital, are important to me, are more important to me than RHOBH. And I don't feel like bringing it in quotation marks at our expense, especially when we have enough battles to handle as it is. Anyway, I would like to sit down and talk after we get through tomorrow at the reunion. Maybe have lunch or dinner when you can. If you want to talk before tomorrow, I'm around. I would give tomorrow, I would give anything not to go and have to do this. I don't know how much longer I can do this show. It's so toxic and creates so much anxiety for me. Anyway, let me know if you want to talk. XX. You guys. So she is being manipulative. That was so manipulative, Kyle. Oh my gosh. So you didn't talk to us about what's going on with you and Mauricio all season. And you didn't talk to us what's going on about you and Doritos all season. Instead, we had to hear about how your best friend, who we've never had official airtime with, offed herself, unfortunately, and then have this fake relationship with Morgan, have everybody guessing on whether or not you might be a carpet muncher. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on. But you playing in our faces a lot, Kyle. That's a lot of playing. Why are you playing in everybody's face? And now you don't. Now you want her to get through tomorrow without bringing it up to protect you some more because you're going through so much stuff that you haven't even had to go through on the reality show to go through it on. Okay. But Heavenly, I know. Somehow you guys gonna blame this on Heavenly too. I don't know. But that's ridiculous. And look, Dorito doesn't get any passes from me. But she was good to release this because I would have thought Dorito was lying because I still don't believe her about the damn alleged robbery because that was a good point. Why is all your jewelry still available, ma'am? They took all the bags, but none of the jewelry. Isn't jewelry easier to get off than and more expensive than the bags? I'm not sure what you're working with. I'm not sure. But was that too far for her to release those texts? I don't think so. I think she should have released a text because Kyle has a way of making people look like they're liars, like how she did Lisa Vanderpump, remember? So I think that Dorito did a smart move finally and saved herself at Kyle's expense because Kyle would have done it in reverse and tried in no time flat. She wants Dorito to get to the reunion and not tell her truth. She wants her to tell Kyle's truth, not her truth. Look, that's crazy, you guys. That's crazy. I think it's answering for a lot of questions regardless. New York apartment is nothing traumatizing. A daily reminder that she lost the us, never get it back. No Wells Fargo. # no Wells Fargo. Look, Wachovia got her. You know, Bruce Willis is a conservative Republican. Oh, and they look out for each other. Yeah, 45. They might do him a GoFundMe if it did happen. They would have petitioned their friends or something. I don't know who's forcing her to go to treatment center facilities that she doesn't want to be traumatized. Can't force somebody to get help, you know. I would hope so, but hey, yeah, they stole that black woman's money pretty much allegedly. I agree. They stole her money. Yeah, but pretty much allegedly. I went to rehab 17 times for everybody else. Of course, my parents. Then you do it when you want to. And everyone else has to be fine with it. For unfortunately, that's how it is. Exactly. Nothing usually works. You can't really lose weight for other people. You can't get off drugs for other people. You can't stop sex addiction. So most addiction-driven behavior has to be halted by the addictee because anyone else doesn't have to walk that dragon. So it behooves the addicted person to grapple with that and tame it at their own way, because that's the only way that your sobriety of any type will usually endure, is because you have decided what you are willing to do and not do with yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's very true. Till you go for yourself 17 times won't help. Yep, it's on Netflix. Yep. I care about you a lot. Was on Netflix when I saw it a couple of years ago. I don't know if they rotate things on Netflix to other things, but yeah, it was good. Yes, Wells Fargo is historically racist, as are many financial institutions in these United States of America. And there were actual laws. Speaking of what's legal and lawful, there were actual laws that were written, and they made it so like illegal basically for Black people to even have a surplus of money or any money at all. It was disgusting. So many things by design in our society are to halt the progress of Black people. And it's really crazy when you look at the fact that there were literal laws allowing these financial institutions where we're expected to put our money in air quotes safely and be protected. And it's just not the case. She needs to be with Kevin, not force treatment. Yeah, she needs to be with her son, I believe, because love will get you through a lot. Yes to that, Manny. I just heard a car payment and an account was made in my name once they got sued. I got my money back. Oh my God. Yeah. So that's and that's, if it's over a certain dollar amount, then they either want to see that you sued the person to get their money back, or they want the police report to show that you pressed charges on the person and that you were that serious that their crime was committed, so that they're not getting got, out of their money. I doubt Kevin has ever done anything with that money that he wasn't supposed to. I'm sure quite after watching. Yeah, I think he loves his mother. And who the fuck are they to come and separate these people? This is almost like slavery, when they just separate the parent from the child and take everything they have and leave the child to fend for themselves. Does this not, didn't that happen during slavery? I don't know. Hey, look, because everything's racist, right? Anyway, it's on Lifetime now. When I saw it, it was on Netflix, I'm pretty sure. Her son should have had conservatorship, and that's it. I fucking believe that, where her sister, not whoever else it is, right? I think so too. Somebody who she trusts, who would also be able to not let her have the money for the vodka, and isn't going to coda her to death. And I don't think that Kevin would coda his mother to death. I feel like, codependent, and allow her, and basically foster her addictions to her detriment. I don't think that he would do that. At least I would hope not. This has me so scared taking care of my mother with advanced dementia. Yes. And that's part of the thing. When people have loved ones that are facing these types of things, that's like, I have an appointment with my mom to go take care of her stuff, because you have to do it before there's any sign of dementia also, because then they won't let you do power of attorney. Sometimes they make it hard for you because they're like, oh, the person's not even in the right mind to give you power of attorney. So just don't procrastinate. Be prepared. Millionaires, they have their vision and they're goaling out for 10 years in advance. Not just this piddly 1 year, 5-year shit. It's 10, it's a decade, it's 2 decades into the future. They are seeing what could possibly happen. And then you make a decision quick based off of that. Because don't dawdle. Time is ticking for everybody, right? So yeah, you got to do things while it's on your mind, not before it's too late. She cannot fend for herself. She cannot make decisions by herself. She's not going to come back from this. Everybody needs to keep. But rehab isn't going to help. Rehab isn't going to help. If this is really this type of dementia, they need to give her back her money so she can have the highest quality of life, so that Kevin can call in the highest paid overnight medical staff that will do as he says, not as she says. Since he'll be POA, she won't have control of the money, so she won't be able to tempt him with an extra nothing. But she's going to need her resources to get the best medical treatment for this type of dementia. And they don't want that. People cannot handle the truth, which is why they hate Heavenly. That's the bottom line. That's my only point. That I go hard for the truth. And Heavenly happens to affix herself to a truth. And I'm with that. Candace tells the truth on Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm with a version of the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. It's hard to tell the truth. It's so much easier in this world to just fucking lie and be fake with everybody else. It's so much easier. You know how hard it is to speak not only truth to power, but tell your best friend that their breath stinks? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be honest with people, and whether or not they want to talk about it, that's up to them to decide what to give you to talk about. Same thing with Carlos King. I had to take it back. At first, I hated that man. I wasn't hating, because that's a powerful word, but I was not appreciating that it felt like he was exploiting Black families. And I finally realized the Black families are exploiting themselves because of people like Dr. Heavenly, who refuse to be exploited. So that proves to me that you have an opportunity to not be exploited also. Thereby, that releases Carlos King from any judgment I had on his participation in the undoing of a Black family unit. Don't put it on air if you don't want it talked about, you know? And that's all I can say about that. So, and don't be afraid of the truth unless your mom's a Liberty. She doesn't want this, can't make decisions. Oh, did I already say that? The I Care a Lot movie. Oh, did you say it's on Lifetime now, not Netflix? Yeah, the I Care a Lot movie. When he doesn't want to be in the body or mental state, she's fighting herself back. Unfortunately, her best chances with Kevin. That is I feel like love can heal everything, you guys. There's no love for her at these assisted living places, for real. And the guardianship situation is the furthest thing from love. Wendy is a loving human. Like, she loved her husband. She loved being in relationship with that man. She loved her co-host and her audience. She loved being in TV. She loved talking on the radio to her fans. She loves interacting with the people. She's a very social person. Even with dementia, I can understand how continuing a form of being around things you love would help you get healthier. And being away from things you love would somehow help you deteriorate even quicker, you know? So you got to wonder what's their bottom line. Yay! You know what, True PYT? I didn't realize that was you from Dr. Heavenly's thing. I'm sorry. I had asked you to show your face. I should have known it was your face. You could have came up. I'm sorry. My bad. You should have just been like, hey, it's me from Amabupi. My bad. Next time, just come on up. Sweet Tea is the bottom of the barrel. Sugar baby, who wasn't even good at it. That's what I'm saying. And everybody's giving her so much shine. Like, she stuck her foot in her mouth all the time. First, she says she's in a support group for sugar babies. Then she's like, well, it's an age gap support group. Then she says, I'm after the money. And then when you call her a gold digger, she's like, And then, you know, it's just like, it's very hard to get behind that. It's very hard. Right? Okay. Always have to catch a good movie, right? Late to the party, Joanne. Hello. Yeah, we were talking about a lot. We were like, is it too far that Dr. Heavenly #pedo? Is it too far that Wendy's movie is a form of elder abuse? And now, is it too far that Dorito from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills released the text that Kyle sent her, basically trying to silence her from speaking about things at the reunion? My phone died. Sweet Tea. In my opinion, none of the ladies care for her. I think they can't stand Dr. G. Yeah, Dr. G is so gross. He's so awkward. He's like, he gives me icky vibes, you guys. Just icky vibes. Kind of like, I mean, it was kind of laughable, but still it was the same kind of icky vibe last night when I watched Real Housewives of Miami, and everybody knows Dr. Nicole, who had to check Nurse Ann from Beverly Hills about anesthesiology. her dad was at the party when Adriana was singing in Miami. And her dad is a little feisty man, right? And he was dancing with Kiki, and his wife was in the room. His daughter's in the room. The party's lit. They're having fun. Emilio Estevez is there. The cameras are there. They're dancing. He's dancing with Kiki, who is a freaking, what is she, 6 foot melanated goddess. And like I said, he's a little man, like literally, like he looked like he was 3 feet standing next to Kiki. So imagine where his head was in relation to her. It looked like he came up waist tight on her. Okay. So they're dancing, and Kiki was holding his hand, and he was trying to spin her around, even though she was much taller. It was awkward. It was cute until she noticed that Nicole's dad had a freaking hard on, you guys. He had a hard on. Yes. Pervert. He had a hard on. Didn't try to hide it. When she got embarrassed by it, she stopped dancing with him and went and hid on the other side of somebody and was like, oh my God, Nicole's dad's pee-pee is hard while he's dancing with me. And he saw how uncomfortable she was, and he thrust it towards her, you guys. That was so cringy. And that's the kind of energy Dr. G gives me. Just like creepy, kind of perverted, kind of creepy. Like that's emphatic no for me. Okay. So I don't know why Dr. G gives me that vibe, but he does. And that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that he's really like that. I'm just saying for some reason, Dr. G seems like he would do something weird like that to me. I mean, he literally tried to invite the stripper that was giving him a lap dance at the bachelor party to the wedding. But Sweet Tea was mad at Dr. Heavenly for saying that they would invite the stripper to the wedding. Okay? But Heavenly. All right. Me too. I'm trying to remember the name of the couple of classic movies from the 80s. Yep. Brat and Judy already had a show before. Oh. She tricked that man, right? Look, don't send promises to people unless you can come deliver on the promise, or leave a question mark. So maybe it should have been 7 words and a question mark with the 3 emojis. Maybe she should have put a question mark somewhere in her proposal when she slid in his DM. And had that as part of the story too, because you came in, it sounded like very sure and confident about what you would be willing and able and capable of providing in this agreement of sugar baby age gapism. Yeah, so many awesome movies. This is Lipton. Oh my God, that's a great one. Lipton and Gregory truly deserve each other. Sweet and sour Lipton, sweet tea. Oh, you guys are funny. You guys are funny. Lipton. Why aren't the other women working as hard as Dr. Heavenly to make the show interesting? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Dr. Heavenly is practically a workhorse at this point, because they are just highfalutin, get to act like she's not a real doctor, and she's putting in the most work, even more than the married hoes. Come on now. Because they don't know how to make it interesting. Maybe it's that they're so boring, they rely on Heavenly's liveliness and funniness, because none of them could do what Heavenly's doing. None of them. Nobody wants to listen to Pancakes. Nobody wants to listen to Dr. Jackie. Now, I like Dr. Jackie personally. Dr. Pancakes, she's just too much of a flip-flopper, and I'm not sure who made her in charge. How did she become HBIC? It's kind of like, why is Heather on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City all of a sudden in charge just because Jen is gone? It's weird. Who put you in charge? We don't like you like that. You're not in charge. Reunion dress. Yes, the beehive will annihilate folks. Generally, my only problem with Heaven is her stabbing and jabbing quad. And okay, so we didn't talk about that. So we cannot unsee Baps and let me see. We cannot unsee when Dr. Heavenly said that one of the ladies at the reunion came in looking like Baps. Was it too far that now we can't get it out of our head? Because she then came back and said that it wasn't Baps. It was Ronnie from Real Housewives of... No, from Players Club. Let me see. I'm just gonna pull up this thumbnail so we can not unsee it together. Is it this one? And then we make this move over here. Okay, catch up. Hi. Okay. So we can't unsee this. And it's all Dr. Heavenly's fault. It's all Dr. Heavenly's fault. Because Dr. Heavenly said that somebody at the reunion looked like Babs. First, she said they look like Babs. And this is Babs. Remember Babs? And when you do a side-by-side of Babs and Quad, from the hair being so big and high with the little things on the side and the color, I was like, oh yeah, I kind of see Babs. But then she's like, y'all got me in trouble because Quad was calling her, asking her who the hell was Babs. So then Dr. Heavenly says she didn't mean Babs. She meant Ronnie from Players Club, you guys. And I say that we can't unsee any of these because she was spot on, as always, telling the truth. Do you guys see it? Was that wrong? Is that wrong? I can't get it out of my head now, and that she was spot on. Is it Heavenly's fault that this is what it looks like? Or are we going to just blame Heavenly for telling the truth again? She didn't have to, but I could see seeing this outfit and being like, dang, who does she remind me of? Babs. Right? So, yeah. But she is sensitive, and she shouldn't have said it knowing how sensitive Quad is. So I feel like it was a little too far. And even her cleanup didn't make it much better because Ronnie is not much better than Babs. They're both ghetto fabulous and everything, but Ronnie got her ass kicked. Some really can't handle the truth tellers. Yep, Nene, Candace, and Heavenly. Exactly. But when you're full of shit and make up storylines and rent a man every season, then you're the goddess of the show, and it's Team Twirl all over the world. Never trust a snaggletooth woman and a smile, or a bucktooth woman and a smile, right? Like, how did all those teeth get in charge? I'm not sure. Toya has really been tolerated too long. Yes, she is just so ungrateful. She's a mean drunk. She can dish it, but she can't take it. She can talk about and say the most abhorrent things about people, like even Quad. But when Quad suggests that there are some rumors about you too, then you're not my real friend, bitch. And then she's brought people to fight on the show and been the only one in a physical altercation, and they still put up with her ass. The gatekeeper said, what do you think, right? The judges are in on it too. Bruce and his young wife have children, so maybe he needed more help because she couldn't take care of the children with Bruce. Hey, that's why you need an old woman. Be a young man, what is it? A young man's slave or an old man's queen? I wonder what it is, vice versa. Okay, we're going to wrap it up. So, yeah, I can't unsee this. I'm sorry, but I can't unsee what Dr. Heavenly said with this. And she did hit the nail on the head, nail meet head. Quad, stop. Somebody in your camp has seen Players Club, and somebody in your camp has seen Babs, and they still did this. They still did it. So is somebody mad at Quad too? I'm not sure. So then the other thing I wanted to know, was it too far? Let's get this smaller. Let's shrink. Is this right here. Did you see that Kanye left the house again with his dress code? What do you guys think of this? What is she wearing? Now, is this too far that Kanye has his woman out like this and her clappers are out again? Remember Tyrese? Was it Tyrese who got on there? And after the last time Kanye West showed a picture of his wife cooking him breakfast in a S&M mask in the kitchen, and she was pretty much naked other than that, and he was like, ooh, cream of wheat or something like that at her biscuits. And then Tyrese or somebody posted another picture and he was like, I'll take something, but the other person's clappers was real clappers, right? And he was like, you can keep your pancakes and cream of wheat. Anyway, but I think this is too far. Like, what is the point? And what is this? Is this like a bib? What is this? This looks like she could get a yeast infection. We just got through a pandemic. Is it sanitary to have your entire ass cheeks out on places where other people just sat? And then for me to come sit down after that, if the material on the pants I have on is too thin, am I going to pick up your ass bacteria and it's going to transfer on my ass, and then I'm going to end up with the ass zit that you had? Like, should we all just carry around potty protectors for regular seats if everybody's just going to have their Republicans and their Democrats out like this? You know what I'm saying? Because this is not, this is borderline. Well, not even borderline. This is not, is she okay? I was thinking she was his handler, but why would he let her leave like this? Do you think that this shows he loves and respects her at all? Like, what is going on? To me, it's too far. So far, everything that happened today was too far. Everything. And Sweet Tea went too far. Dr. Heavenly went too far. Kanye went too far. Doritos went just far enough. But it kind of was too far because Doritos hasn't really ever dropped a receipt before. But I think that was all the people in our compilation. Oh, and yeah, definitely what they did to Wendy was too far. Let's see. Poor Wendy. Look at that. You guys, we should never have seen Wendy like this, you guys. So if you can't stand Carlos and Mona, whoever produced this with Wendy is who we really shouldn't stand. Yeah. I hope he takes care of her. He had a straight hard on, you guys. Go back and watch the clip. He was dancing with Kiki. But then Kiki, because you know she had dildos in her pocket all season. So Kiki sees the hard on, gets uncomfortable, stops dancing with him. But then she can't stop looking and whispers to the person, oh, it's big, huh? It was hilarious. It was hilarious. It was hilarious, you guys. Well, you know, I got things to do. It was a beautiful day in the Bay. I made it all the way on here with you for these 3 freaking hours. Wow, I had a lot to say, huh? And I appreciate you guys coming up. I love your POVs. Thanks for coming up. I hope In My Opinion finds her way back to over here because, look, I don't have to agree with you, but why are you mad for me and me for my, it's not disgusting what I'm saying. I didn't do anything disgusting, I don't think. I feel like that's kind of, but whatever. It's not what they call you is what you answer to. Anyway, y'all, smash the buttons, ring my bell. Thanks for everybody coming through. Wendy produced it herself. But does she get any money for it? Yes, the vest on Street Fighter. Yes. Anyway, you guys, smash the buttons, ring the bell, so you can get notified next time I upload a video. If you catch this in the replay crew, was any of this too far? I'd love to know. Was it not far enough? Do you want everybody to stand on business when they're going too far? Or would you prefer if somebody would just walk away? Anyway, thanks, Curvies. See you on the next video. There's enough to go around, so go get some. Peace.